Happy Tuesday morning, Rickies. We are the Junks. We're coming to you live on 106.7 The Fan. Team 980, 910 The Fan in Richmond. You can watch us on the Monumental Sports Network as well. We're brought to you by Crop Metcalf, the official heating and cooling company of the Junkies. If you're looking to be the next 5-star HVAC technician or plumber, just go to cropmetcalf.com. You can join their team today. You got a 4-man Junks team this Tuesday morning. I'm Cakes at Money Metal Cakes on your Twitter, at Cakes Flops on your Instagram. Jason Bishop is here too.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, John Paul Flame is here as well.
What's up, Cakesy? You are decked out in MGM National Harbor poker gear. Matching.
Yes.
Very matchy-matchy.
I am the MGM National Harbor Poker Ambassador. We all know this.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Pickle is here.
Hey, bud. You don't have an event today, do you?
I do not. Actually, I do need to let people know right at the outset. The Cakes Classic for November is not tomorrow night. It's usually the first Wednesday of every month. It has been moved to the Wednesday, the night before Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Eve. Whatever date that is, herein lies the rub. $20,000 guarantee on the Cakes Classic in late November. So they've added a little sweetener to that.
Wow.
Not on the usual date.
I might have to show up.
$20K guaranteed.
What is it normally? Like, say if you get 100 people or whatever, what's normally in the prize
if
pool?
there's 100, I mean, it's going to be close to that $20K guarantee or over it. But this is full-blown just $20K. Even if 10 people show up. It's going to be a big fat overlay. But that is not going to be the case because I'm guessing.
There'll be a lot of people.
Well, the night before Thanksgiving, do you know how packed MGM National Harbor is going to be?
It's kind of the biggest party night of the year.
Well, do you know how packed every bar is going to be? Do you know how hard Mike Marr is going to go the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving? Like the hardest.
That's basically the Super Bowl for anyone in like their 20s, post-college.
It's a huge thing. And I only realized it probably a few years ago when I saw the Green Turtle in the O-Town was setting up a massive tent in the parking lot, like on Monday or Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I was like, what's going on? They're like, oh, we're going to get all the kids who are coming home from break that want to hang out with their buddies and just get hammered the night before Thanksgiving, and the place is packed. You're just bringing out droves of people. Big party night the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
for the people in Mike Marr's age group.
I don't think Jason did it, but I used to always do the smoker at DeMatha. You know,
I went for a few years.
But then when
I got out to Virginia, it's just too much of a hassle getting there. Sitting on the Beltway.
It just,
I think the Beltway's, crazy during just a normal day, work day. Yeah. Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, you want to avoid as much as possible.
Just get lazier as I get older. It's like doing a lot less.
I think that's
tough for you.
Hey,
most.
By the way, props to JP Finley. He's going to speak at the Smoker this year.
Very good.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's a speaker.
Good for him.
At Stag Night.
Good for him. They've asked us before. We're like, nope,
no,
not interested.
Just passed.
No.
Not interested.
Not a fan.
I got nothing.
Not going to do it.
I got nothing.
Okay, go.
Yeah, but
now everybody knows the Cakes Classic, not tomorrow night. Just a little business note. Last night, Monday Night Football. Cowboys, I mean, their playoff hopes are dim, if any, at this point.
Basically the same record as the Commanders. They have that one tie.
they got the tie.
Here was the thing about Monday Night Football, and I don't know if you guys all experienced this as well. Because I have YouTube TV, they're now in a carriage dispute with ESPN and ABC. So I sat down, just getting ready to watch Monday Night Football.
You slept on it?
I turned on my TV, and usually when you turn on YouTube TV, like the home screen, it knows your algorithm. Like it knows what you like to watch. So for me, it's always like Monday Night Football or Terps football, Caps, World Series of Poker. It's all right there. It's just easy to find. I pull it up, and there's no Monday Night Football tab. And I was like, that's weird. I start scrolling, and then 20 seconds in, I realize
you don't have it.
It's not available on YouTube TV. So that's strike number one.
It's a weird bit because every once in a while, usually I'm like you, the home tabs pop up. That's what you watch. But every once in a while, I'll click on live.
Yeah.
And then I'll go through the channels.
Just scroll, yeah.
And you go, NBC starts right with the network channels. NBC,
the big boys.
Fox,
yep.
And then it just goes right to CBS.
Yeah.
Like, what happened to ABC?
But I was like,
it's gone.
I was like, this is not a problem. I was like, I have the bundle with Hulu, Disney, ESPN. So I go to the ESPN. I open up that app, a billion apps I have on my TV, and I go to it, and then I'm like, I don't see the option for Monday Night Football. I'm like, how do I have the app? Then I have the app. I don't have the option of watching Monday Night Football. It's very confusing. You have to pay for there's another tier in the app. I think we're all getting duped by, you got ESPN with the bundle. Doesn't come with Monday Night Football. I was like,
you got to pay extra for
I was
that.
like, what is this sorcery?
I'm telling you, for
understand it.
now, DirecTV Stream has everything that anybody around here would want.
They may, but I'm sure they're going to get in a dispute with the big boys.
They
at
had
some
one
point.
a couple years ago, resolved it. I mean, listen, I know it's a revolving thing, but then when they have one, cancel them and get something else.
So then, because I'm an NFL crackhead and I just need to watch what's happening, I go onto Twitter. I'm like, somebody's got to have a workaround for this problem. And sure enough, I downloaded the NFL app and then I connected it to my YouTube TV, and then bam, I had the game.
Oh,
Now,
you had it. Wow.
There was a wrinkle. It was a pretty big
Was it
wrinkle.
delayed?
No.
Spanish broadcast.
No, it was not an Espanol broadcast. I got the broadcast, I got the audio, but I got the broadcast in an echo. It was Buck and Aikman
Bad beat.
echoing off each other everything they said, and
You just turned it down.
I had to mute it.
Yeah. It's all right. All you care about is watching it.
I generally don't care about the broadcast, but it is good to have background noise, even if you're not paying
I
full
agree.
attention to
Well,
what Buck and Aikman are
it
saying.
alerts you when to pop your head up. And then there's a big play. You go,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you're on your computer.
And my wife is sitting there in bed. She's like, "Isn't that weird for you to watch football with no commentary?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's very bizarre because it's just silence and my ears ringing and watching Jacoby Brissett march the ball up and down the field on the horrible Cowboys defense."
They shouldn't go back to Kyler Murray.
Well,
They are a better offense than Jacoby
he's
Brissett.
being soft benched, is what's happening.
I think so too. Yeah.
He's available to play, but
Because they thought last week he might be available to play.
and then this week they were weird. They're like, we're going to play Jacoby Brissett, but there might be some packages where Kyler Murray is involved.
Yeah.
And then he comes out as inactive before the game starts. There is something weird and bizarre going on. And I think it's just that Gannon knows his job is on the line.
Well, he knows that Brissett runs the offense better.
He runs the offense better.
Yeah.
He gets guys like Harrison and McBride involved in the offense better than Kyler Murray does.
I watched the first quarter because I was going against McBride in one league and going against Harrison Jr. in another league, and I had Ferguson in one league, yada, yada, yada. And then Dallas goes right down the field, first possession, and I go for it on fourth down. Man, they were so inefficient in the red zone. They were so bad. Sack. And then, of course, Arizona goes right down the field. They hold them to a field goal. But I thought to myself, okay, this is going to be one of those nights. Dallas averages 40 a game at home.
Right.
40.
Yeah.
When they get 17. They were just bad last night.
Is Harrison coming out of his funk a little bit or no?
He had a good game last
Oh, well,
night.
I mean, he's going against Dallas.
Yeah,
He is.
the Dallas bump is a real thing.
It really is.
If you face Dallas or if you face Cincinnati, if you face either of those teams, your offense is generally going to do well. They're
or
gonna
the
perform.
Commanders at this point.
Or the Commanders are kind of in that boat too. But the real softies are the Cowboys defense and the Bengals defense.
Well, the Bengals defense is so bad, you have offensive players calling them out at this point.
Right.
Chase Brown saying, "Get a stop."
Right.
I think they've scored over 40 in the last two games and lost both.
I mean, that's Harrison Jr. That team had lost 5 in a row. This was a game that Dallas had to win if they wanted to stay in like the wild card vicinity. And Harrison Jr. He hadn't been doing anything. That was his best game of the year.
I saw his dad ripping the coaching staff before the game.
Oh yeah.
There was an article about his dad saying that the offense doesn't suit his son.
Well, it did last night.
Yeah. Well, again, it's facing the Cowboys defense.
I mean, Eric, last week against Green Bay, he had 2 catches for 58 yards.
I just remember when he was having the dropsies and everybody was saying he couldn't get open.
Week before that against Indy, he had 2 catches for 32 yards. Week before that against Tennessee, he had 4 catches for 98 yards. So, yeah, pretty good, but only 4 catches. And then he had 7 for 96 and a score last night.
it looks like he's averaging almost 16 yards a catch, so his plays are impactful.
Well, Bland fell down. He's on an island with Harrison when Arizona's on the I don't know, they were on the 10 or something, and he just falls down. So Harrison was wide open in the end zone. Mm-hmm. So, man, that was just bad. That was a bad performance by Dallas.
Well, they can join the club because we've had a bunch of them. I was talking to Unfunny Ben, who I guess he had to take a day of mourning yesterday to mourn all the losses of all of his teams over the weekend.
Well, didn't he go to the game?
He went to the game.
Yeah.
I mean, he could speak to it better than me, but all his teams lost by like 1 million points.
Well, the Wizards lose by 15 plus every game.
Yeah.
Terps Hoops and their opener looked good last night, even though it was a Coppin.
That was my silver lining.
That was your.
Did they start 3 freshmen?
Yep.
Wow.
I had it on. It's going to take me a while to get into it. Valdez is trying to hype me up. I had it on for 10, 15 minutes.
He's your Maryland hype man.
I put it on for a while, too. It's tough. You don't know anybody.
I know literally nobody. I know Buzz Williams.
Well, you don't know him now, but you will by mid-December.
Maybe.
I know, but this is what I learned: is Eric doesn't want to put in the effort to learn a new team every single year.
I mean, it depends.
I get it; it's daunting. It feels like schoolwork.
You pine for the old days where guys used to stay at one college for more
just
than 1 year.
You have a guy. I mean, I know everyone leaves after all the stars after 1 year anyway, but you'd still have guys you root for, and you know, whatever.
I mean, how many of those kids are any of the kids that played last night? Were they on the roster last year?
I think none.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I think it's a full 15-player turnover.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the freshman, but yeah, I knew he had a transfer from Wisconsin. He had a transfer from A&M.
Right.
A couple. Actually, he's got more than one transfer from A&M.
At like 3, I think.
Yeah.
Brought the Aggies along with him.
Yeah.
Transfer for Kansas, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but whatever, I root for them. I would recommend Buzz wear something maybe somewhat related to the school colors. Like his suit had 1 million colors.
I didn't see it.
That's just what he does.
It's very ostentatious.
I mean, it's fine. I know he's a peacocker, but
he's
can
big
you wear,
on the handkerchief.
That's fine. Just wear something like you have red somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe a little yellow.
least-
I mean, anything.
Yeah, at least Turge will wear a red tie every single
Yeah,
time.
it's something. I don't know. I
Hey,
mean,
at least I got a dub. The Wizards, they legitimately are losing by 14.4 points per game.
It's part of the plan, JP.
It's tough. Like, you can go, oh,
Stick
Bilal,
to the plan.
You know, Bilal had a decent game. Sarr had a decent game. But then you lose by 20 every game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the guys are developing and they're losing. It's called the perfect plan. It's working out perfectly.
if that's what you like.
I mean, I don't like
Not my
losing,
thing.
but I see that they're building towards something in
I
the
see
future.
that they're building. They have a nice base.
I don't know, man.
To lose by 20.
Almost
Good enough to
anybody
lose
can
by
put up
20.
numbers on a bad team.
Yeah.
Like, what do
Could be the
numbers on a
case.
bad team mean anything? Like, Denny Avdia? Take a look at his numbers in Portland. Portland stinks. Denny averages like sometimes damn near a triple-double. He's like 25 points.
It's fantasy hoops black hole,
Yeah.
which you love.
But he's on the Portland Blazers. They stink.
It seems like their third quarter deficit's got to be. I mean, every time I look at a box score, their third quarter deficit's 15 to 20 points.
Right.
I mean, Ben,
It
you
just sets
pay
the scene
attention
for the
more than I
L.
do, but
It
they were
seems
outscored
like
by
they-
17 in the third last night.
They make sure that they have one really bad quarter almost every single game, and that usually kills them.
Yeah.
By the way, it doesn't seem like A.J. Johnson's very much in the plans. All these other young guys have way surpassed him.
He'll get his time later in the year.
You think?
Yeah. Same with Will Riley.
I mean, Riley's a rookie. I understand that. Kind of an afterthought pick, it seemed like to me. But
All right, coming up on the show today, we got Ross Tucker joining us. We'll talk NFL with him. He will join us at 7:20. And Von Miller from the Washington Commanders, he joins us for his weekly hit. That is at 9:20. When we come back, we'll get into the Junkie Sports page. We'll have some audio from Dan Quinn taking ownership of leaving Jaden Daniels in the game too late on Monday Night Football. We'll do that and more next here on The Fan.
all right, guys, you know about my new obsession. That's right, Daisy French onion dip. One of the things I love doing year-round, really, especially on weekends, eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies, all watching football, golf, entertaining friends and family. You should, too. And now Daisy's come out with their delicious Daisy French onion dip and their Daisy Ranch dip, and they're absolute game changers. They're as delicious as a homemade dip. They're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. So next time you get out to the grocery store, drag your cart over to the dip section, grab some Daisy French onion dip and some Daisy Ranch dip. Promise, you're going to love it.
Welcome back to the show. Don't forget, Ross Tucker will join us to talk NFL at 7:20. Von Miller at 9:20.
Nice.
But right now, it's time for the Junkies sports page, and it's sponsored.
That's right.
It's brought to you by Open Road.
That's right. We got a new sponsor.
Elevate your home bar with Open Road Distilling Company spirits, locally crafted in Reston, Virginia. Find Eagle Eye Rye, Maple Old Fashioned, and Independence Bourbon now available at ABC stores in Northern Virginia.
Open Road.
Go get 'em.
They were sponsoring the game show Wednesday, but they decided they wanted to expand it a little bit
I like it.
and get multiple mentions different parts of the week. So they said, let's jump into the sports page sponsor. And so they are awesome. Head on over there, especially the distillery there in Reston Town Center. It's fantastic. Great food. Got tons of TVs. Great spot to watch games. But, of course, they've got the distillery where you can buy the bottles right there in the store. All right, so we kind of hinted at it. Dan Quinn talked about the situation. And, of course, the situation is the injury to Jaden and why he left the starters in down 31.
He kind of owned it. He kind of basically missed it. That he probably should have had him out. He said, and I believe him that because we talked about it. It was probably going to be his last drive,
right?
And that his thought process was, you're going to play the audio.
Yeah.
His thought process was that we're just going to hand off. We're going to do these things and quick throws, but that he missed the part that, well, of course, Jaden's going to take off if a play collapses.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Yeah. This is what he said.
Get rolling. I know many of you have been asking about the thought process of Jaden being in the game in that situation. I get that. I've been thinking about it, honestly, nonstop, too. And, for me, the answer is, man, I missed it. But I would, I'll fill you in on my thought process. At the start of the fourth quarter, I guess it was probably like 12 and a half minutes left in the game. And that was going to be the last drive for a couple of guys, Jaden and Zach and Debo and LT. And so we weren't going to have any read run plays and meaning no carries, for the quarterback on a run. And honestly, man, that's where I missed it. Of course, he could scramble. It's Jaden. It's what he's special at, and that is 100% that's on me. And I also said last night in the presser to our fans that, man, did we miss our mark as a team. And with that performance, we need to fix it. They created an awesome environment, at the stadium for the game, and that fix needs to be done now. So.
Yeah, I mean,
we kind of addressed this yesterday. We thought, at least I thought, he probably was just going to run those guys out for one more possession, which, like you said, started with just under 13 minutes left. And then if that went south, he was going to pull those guys. Problem is, Jaden was in one play too long. And what are you going to do? I mean,
some of it's on Jaden, though. From what you hear about the play, it wasn't a designed run.
No.
Now he's owning it that he knows that Jaden can scramble, but
how is that on Jaden? The play collapsed. His instinct is to take off.
Yeah.
I
just
don't
run the
blame
play
him.
as is.
You can't. I mean, what's he going to do? You just take the sack. I guess you're still going to get hit.
or you
Throw
can
it out or
go
go
throw it out of
down.
the back of the end zone. I don't know.
I guess.
But like you said, he's a competitor. He's
His
trying to
instinct
score.
is that, yeah. I
I mean,
mean,
weren't you the one that said 50 out of 50 times it's a run or a pass?
that's what Dan was saying to try to mitigate the fact that he butchered that down the stretch. At the end of the day, for me, I'm just sick of all the talk, all the happy talk. Starts here. I got to own that. Ooh, whatever. It's all
It's
the
results
cliches.
business.
It's all the cliches.
I know you
we
wanted
get
to see
smoked every week.
you wanted to see somebody take the fall, but he did talk about the fact that he wasn't going to let any coaches go.
I know he's a good guy, so
But
he's
he's
not gonna do
moved
that.
Witt down.
He did move Witt down.
'Cause
The
that's-
next spot is in the parking lot. I mean, that's
You
the
might be
next
right.
spot.
You might be right.
But-
so maybe that's the move.
It's a peripheral move. It's something.
Yeah, that means nothing.
But it
Moving
won't
guy
change
out of the
anything.
box.
It won't change anything.
Who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't.
But I'm just tired. To me, it's happy talk.
Yeah.
It's it's within. We're gonna find the answers, and you just get smoked every week.
He's trying to be positive. If it was you and I up there, we'd say, you know what, we suck.
I don't know.
We suck. Our backups suck.
You need to work on your coach speak.
Our
man.
starters suck.
You gotta have your coach speak down.
I mean,
I
but
don't
that's
know.
that's DQ. I mean,
But in the end, the words don't mean anything. Doesn't matter how Shanahan
Well, that's
delivered
why
them,
I say-
Gruden delivered them, Ron Rivera delivered them, and now Dan Quinn delivers them.
No,
They
that's
all
why-
have different styles, but it comes down to wins and losses.
Maybe. I mean, I do think there's some affect can matter, but in this instance, week after week after week, You just got to make changes, man. You know, you got to bench guys. You got to cut guys. And people, you know, I'm sorry. That's going to be consequences.
There's going to eventually be more scrutiny on Adam Peters because the roster is the thing that seems to be the most flawed. And yesterday, they get even more bad news because Frankie Luvu's been suspended.
He loves hip drop tackles. He likes hip drop tackles like I like flopping sets on people when I'm playing poker. I just love it.
I understand that the roster doesn't look as good as we thought it was in August, but, I mean, there have been a ton of injuries.
Oh, there have been a massive number
both
of
their
injuries.
starting ends are out for the year.
Well, even just yesterday, they lost McCaffrey. They lost their starting quarterback.
Terry's been out.
Lattimore got, you know, don't wish it ill will, but they lost him for the year.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're just dropping like at an alarming rate.
No, if you just went
complete
through
opposite of last year.
Yeah, if you went through the
Complete opposite.
positions, starting defensive end out, the other starting defensive end out, starting corner out, starting quarterback, RB1,
Eckler
Austin
out.
Eckler,
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin, wide receiver 1.
Wide receiver 2 out.
I mean,
wide receiver
we
3,
kind of saw
whatever
this
thing
coming
was.
because they ran so clean and so pure last year with injuries. You knew it was going to come back
I didn't think
in the
this
other
much.
direction, but
I didn't think this
it's
much.
gone way past where you would think it would come
Yeah.
back.
and it's only half the season.
I know.
And maybe age is a little bit of a factor, but a lot of these guys are young. Jaden Daniels young, Luke
Yeah,
McCaffrey young.
Yeah, of course.
Lattimore's not old.
Yeah, but he's what is he, 28 or 29? He's not young.
Yeah, but
I
that's
wouldn't
not- that's
categorize
not-
him as young.
That's not why he tore his ACL. It just
Yeah, I
happens.
mean, he's not 40.
just happens.
28. 29.
That's prime.
It's just, it shows
Guys
you
are
how
young.
brutal the sport is.
I don't know if he's in his prime. It might be prime for
he
other
may not be his
players.
prime.
Well,
but
no,
I'm
he's-
saying in terms of like your average age.
I would argue that that's really not your prime, but 25, 26 probably your prime.
All
It might be a bigger
You get
window.
start getting closer to 30, not really your prime.
Depends
in the
on the
NFL.
position. Depends on your position. Quarterback is prime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Positionally, yes, you can make some distinctions, but
Left tackle prime.
I'm going to guess if you go to Adam Peters and say,
Defensive
hey,
end.
I've got,
Defense,
I've
red
got a guy
rusher.
who's 29 years old. Is this guy in his prime? For the most part, he's going to say, no.
Depends on
that's
the
not
position.
really his
though.
prime.
Depends on the position. Quarterback's dead prime.
But bottom line is, like you said, all these guys are getting hurt.
Right.
And it's only they've only played 9 games.
And my problem
You
is
got 8 more games, and the other guy's going to get hurt.
is that Dan and these guys can go to the podium and they can explain away all the issues, you know, because they know football, but just this, it's just all talk. Nothing changes. Blown assignments, missed tackles, simple things.
It won't be a large wager, but I'm going to put a wager on a lot of the Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown overs
Props.
this upcoming weekend. Yeah, on their props.
Yeah.
I
Especially
think that's
after,
probably a safe bet.
especially after Detroit looked so bad this past
I mean, they're
week.
5-3.
Weren't protecting Goff.
They desperately need a win. I mean, that NFC North is no joke. It's competitive. This is a wounded opponent that they're going to get in the
Yeah.
Commanders. I just feel like it's going to be more of the same for the Lions.
So your ends this week starting will be Jalen Holmes and Preston Smith.
I mean, Preston Smith's been there for a week. He by all accounts,
Who else are you going to start?
And he's 32,
by
I
all
believe.
accounts, he's been terrible. I don't know.
You elevate somebody
Vaughn.
from the
Do they
practice
have a-
squad, I guess.
Those are your defensive ends.
I mean, you've signed somebody
No,
off the street
there's
or
gonna-
somebody from your squad.
There's going to be 3 call-ups or signees, right, from those guys. I don't think they did yet, did they? Because they have to put 3 guys on, or at least 2 guys on the injury
Right.
reserve. They'll put Lattimore on injury reserve. They'll put McCaffrey on injury reserve.
I don't know if they
I
have
don't
any.
know if they'll put Jaden on or not. I mean, Jaden seemed to have escaped miraculously with just a dislocated elbow.
I don't
so
see
far.
one defensive end on their practice squad currently. The only guy that even would be close is TJ Magarayanga, who's a linebacker, a
I
rookie.
mean, maybe you
Maybe they're going to have to go out and
you
get somebody.
move
yeah.
Kinlaw outside and you start Johnny Newton.
Sure.
Yeah, you could do
mean,
that.
I mean, you have to have bodies out there.
Yeah.
Now you don't even have Luvu.
I would guess he's going to probably sign somebody off the street this week.
Yeah, they're going to have to. McGee will play more. That's positive.
Man, it's been
You've wanted to see McGee.
awful.
Well, you're going to see more of him this week with Luvu out.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't have a
hard.
choice.
And-
It's hard to get excited.
And Detroit, like I mentioned, you know, they didn't look very good offensively. They scored 24, but they didn't protect Goff. He was sacked 5 times. They only ran for 65 yards. You know, it's one of those games where you say, all right, Detroit's going to come back strong, and against a bad defense, they're going to put up mid-30s.
JJ McCarthy was pretty good. Now, he didn't
was-
have gaudy passing numbers, but
Yeah, he was pretty good. You're
he
right.
was effective in that game.
Yeah, he made some good downfield throws.
And I believe his third NFL start.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Also, Dan Quinn last night or yesterday said he wanted to acknowledge to the guys that were here that we lost. This game is hard. I wanted to acknowledge to them that they're teammates and to one another. They're also elite competitors that stand for everything we love about being a commander.
Yeah, whatever.
And he says
That's
he's
all
not.
just talk.
No. And he says the one thing he's not worried about is the locker room. I know we kind of questioned that.
It seems like the guys do like him and everything. That's fine. They probably like him because I shouldn't say this, but there doesn't seem to be any consequences for anybody. I'd like him too.
Besides
I
getting
can
hurt.
jump off sides twice every
The
game.
consequences are they're getting hurt.
Nobody
These guys love
cares.
each other.
I can get 2 penalties a game, and all my coach talks about is what an elite competitor I am.
Is this Club J Part 2? I know there's a lot of country club atmosphere talk around Jay Gruden.
And I'm sure he's a
Ertz
hard
is in your
ass.
crosshairs big time because you're
Who?
definitely talking about Zach Ertz there. I said
Well, the Ertz
is in
thing
your
really
crosshairs.
bothers me because, like, the false start where he's just like rolling into it. That's just laziness. That's just going through the motions. That one penalty,
Or is the
really-
timing off?
No,
Like when
dude,
the second
wasn't
one.
locked in. He was just like he was rolling into it. He was punched out. I get it. You're losing by 30. He was punched out. It was a
I
veteran.
think you're
punch
probably
out.
right, but is it possible that it's supposed to be timed up so that he doesn't have to wait there and Jaden's got to
I don't
snap
know.
it
He's
a tick
10-year
earlier?
pro. You got to be more disciplined than that. I just watching him roll into that. It really annoyed me.
I'm more irked by him always. Shouldn't say always. That's a big word. Often
Coming
finishing
up-
1 yard
Yeah, I
short of
know.
the first
It's
down
fine.
My
marker.
only
You've
question about
established
that is annoying, but the quarterback may not have enough time for him to run the extra yard. I don't even know.
I just
Do you
think
know
you
what
have
I
to
mean?
know where you are on the field.
And it takes him
I
longer
do,
to
but let's
run
say
the
he
Yeah, I was
runs
gonna
the
say,
extra
or he's
yard to
so
get to
old
the
and
stick.
slow.
Yeah.
Quarterback might not be able to get the ball off.
He's
I
about
saw-
to be 35 years old in like less than a week.
I mean,
Like,
is he that stupid? Maybe he is.
what do you expect out of an old
Stupid.
lumbering tight end who's toward the end of his career?
Here's what I expect: don't false start twice a game.
Well, you only have about 8 games left of Zach Ertz.
You should have
'cause
0.
What doesn't Dan run like a very vet friendly camp and like he's very players.
He's a very
coachy?
player-friended
A lot
coach.
of maintenance days.
I mean, you look
rest
at what
days
Vaughn
when they
on
need
today.
them.
Vaughn's going to rave about him. He's going to rave about
Probably.
the entire staff. He does it
Vaughn's
every
not
week.
going to say anything bad about him.
Yeah.
Like they handle everybody with kid gloves
I don't know if
and
they handle everybody, but they respect him.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not gonna chew someone out or anything like
I'm not
that.
saying that you have to chew people out. I just think there has to be consequences.
But
The
Zach
guy's
Er-
got to get benched.
Well, just think there's no consequences for leaving Jaden out there, so it starts at the top, right? There's no.
I mean, maybe you start playing Bates a little bit more.
Well, the consequence is you have to play Marcus Mariota for probably the rest of the season. That's your consequence.
yeah.
That's your real consequence.
But now it's all about next year.
Oh yeah, this season is.
It's all about getting younger players developed
Yeah,
and
this
then
is where you
moving
should-
on from your vets.
You should play Ben Sinnott a little bit more because he should have a bigger role next year.
I should have shaved.
Same for Jalen Lane and all the young guys on the roster.
That's fine, but I'm trying to win every game. Unlike a lot of people in town, I'm trying to win every
But
game.
Zach Ertz isn't dumb. He went to Stanford. He's not stupid. He's just lazy. Maybe he was lazy.
Listen, I know some stupid people at certain schools. You can get in.
He's not stupid.
Well, he might be. I'm just arguing he might be.
He's not. He just
Then
made.
why does he not?
No
run to
focus.
this-
No
He's not
focus.
locked in.
He wasn't on. He wasn't
He
on
needs some
Sunday.
ginkgo biloba for his brain.
Yeah.
Is that
It,
what he needs?
it happens. So, hey, there are shows when sometimes maybe you're not as locked in as before, or you're
We're
you're
human
not
beings.
feeling
We're-
some segments.
We're human beings. That
It
happens.
happens. It's
I
human
know.
nature.
I know. It's just it's happened.
It's
too
happening
many
too
times.
frequently.
It's happened too many times, and I just don't think there are consequences. And that's why I don't think I'm some sort of tough guy or anything. You gotta, but I just think there's just been no consequences around here,
Yeah.
and the same mistakes keep happening over and over.
This
and
is
over
what
and over.
happens when the team loses. You start questioning everybody. Last year, everyone on that staff was a genius.
Yep.
This year, you question it.
No, I kind of thought that. I'll be honest with you. I kind of thought DQ was cheesy from the moment I heard his mouth open.
Okay.
You're not part of the
I did.
You're not part of the brotherhood.
I did. I
Out
said
of
it.
the brotherhood.
I said it on the air. This stuff's just kind of cheesy.
That's rock and roll.
We're gonna rock here, and we're gonna tell the truth Tuesday or whatever they do. I mean,
That's on Mondays.
yeah. I don't
All
know.
right. So you're out on him.
It's not that I'm out on him. I think he's a good coach. It's just that there's some cheesiness there.
All right. So real quick, trade deadline's today at 4. Ravens got Draymond Jones from the Titans for a 5th rounder,
Pass rusher.
pass rusher.
I saw that Allegretti and Wiley allegedly are being shopped. Now, I don't know what you're going to get for those guys here for the Commanders.
I think you're going to see a bevy of moves here in the next 7-8 hours.
I would
You're going to see
expect
you're going to
lot
see a
of
ton
moves.
of moves leading up right to the deadline.
Yeah.
The Dolphins.
From us? Not from us.
No,
That
no.
will be
I'm
barely
talking about
out.
around the league.
Yeah.
The Dolphins traded Jalen Phillips, who was a first-round pick just a few years ago, to Philly. I'm not sure what they got. I think it was a third rounder.
Third rounder.
Third rounder.
Now, he started off his career with, I think, some 6.5, 7, 8 sack type campaigns, but he's had some injury
Had
issues
some
and it's
injuries.
fallen off.
Yep.
But it's a gamble by Howie Roseman that he'll be better in Philadelphia
Howie
than he was in
Roseman,
Miami.
they're not messing around. They also got Jair Alexander from the Ravens, who the Ravens got from the Packers in the offseason for a 7th rounder. Or maybe it was a 6th rounder, and then they also got a 7th rounder. They also acquired Michael Carter and a 2027 7th rounder from the Jets for John Mechie and a 2027 6th rounder.
Eagles are always active. They're always
they are.
busy.
So they've made 3 moves, and yesterday was kind of minor, but you might see some bigger deals today. Jerry Jones apparently hinted at the fact that they have some deals that they're working on. I don't know what players that would be. I don't know if that would be like a Trey Hendrickson type.
Well, he should be fire sailing his team. I know his quote was, I like the nuts and bolts that we have here, or something along those lines. I don't know what team he's looking at, but the nuts and bolts appear to be banged up and not working very effectively, especially on defense.
But which nuts and bolts do you think is better? If you started a team right now,
Yeah.
you've got Dak, CD, Pickens, Javonte
I
Williams.
mean, Dallas's is probably better, but it doesn't really matter. They're both in the same boat, like record-wise. They're in this, on the outside looking into the playoff race.
Yeah.
So you can have all the talent you want, but they're underachieving, and their defense is
Stinks.
atrocious,
Yeah, it stinks.
which will not be fixed right at the
And by the
trade
way,
deadline.
we don't have Coach Carbs on today. We have him on tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm glad we don't have him on today, but still tomorrow. They're coming off a 4-game losing streak.
Yep.
They play the Blues tomorrow night. I think it's a home game, isn't it?
I'd have to double check. I think that's right, but I'm not 100% on that.
But man, this
They need a dub badly.
They really do. This
Yeah.
team has really slipped in the Metro, and they're already down to. I think they're tied for last in the Metro. So the Caps play tomorrow. Have to snap a 4-game losing streak.
All right, don't forget Ross Tucker from the Ross Tucker podcast. He'll join us coming up at 7:20 here on the Junks. We'll be right back.
All right, here's your no huddle money play. Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders, is putting $200 in your pocket when you open your first ever checking account. You got to meet a few easy qualifications. No trick plays or fourth downs, just a fast drive to free cash. Get in the game at nwfcu.org/score200. Take command of your money this season. Federally insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
The Junks text line is brought to you by Main Street Bank. Cheer local, bank local. Main Street Bank is a business-focused community bank proudly serving the DMV since 2004. Visit mstreetbank.com to learn how to put our team in your office. Main Street Bank, member FDIC, equal housing opportunity lender. Don't forget, Ross Tucker joins us at 7:20. Always great to hear from him. We'll talk NFL and Commanders with him. And Von Miller joining the show at 9:20. All right, so the Junks, we talk about sleep a lot. We probably talk about it too much. We talk about using melatonin at times to help us sleep. People using melatonin might be putting themselves at risk for future heart problems. So you may want to toss out your melatonin supplements.
Why? What's it doing?
Adults with insomnia who'd been using melatonin for a year or more had 90% higher odds of heart failure.
Oh, Jesus.
90%.
Jeez.
That's insane.
Further, people taking melatonin are nearly 3.5 times more likely to be hospitalized for heart failure, according to researchers.
Well, could that be, there's some confounding factors there that people that don't sleep probably have higher risks of heart disease, right?
Probably everything.
Yeah, I mean, when you don't sleep, especially, it's hard on your heart. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's it's been considered a relatively mild thing, but anything you take has side effects, so I don't doubt that there are some. I know Jason takes it and swears by it. For me, it just seemed to wear off after a while. It has a very mild, if any, impact. I'm more of a magnesium guy lately. In fact, my wife just got me some. I haven't tried it yet. I got it yesterday. I haven't tried it. Some magnesium cream that you put on your feet, and supposedly that goes right into your system, and people swear by it.
What's the magnesium supposed to do?
Just helps. I don't know. Calms you. Does it as a calming thing.
Calms your body. Interesting.
I can't get over you just rubbing cream on your feet and your pajamas.
I don't really wear pajamas. But
my trick for falling asleep is being tired. I don't take anything, just tired. But I've seen this new trend, and I think TikTok is the one which promoted it. And I don't even have TikTok, but I've just seen it, that one of the supposed health trends is supposed to help you is jumping in the morning.
Jumping?
It's like doing shakes. It's kind of like a weird,
I told you, it's very
bit.
similar. I use the vibration plates.
Yeah.
It's very similar. People have those little jumping little trampolines. And that it's called what do they call it? Bouncing or bounding, whatever it is, rebounding, whatever it is. It's supposed to be very good for you.
They say you wake up, you jump 50 times.
50?
And that's going to reduce bloat and fatigue.
It's a lot of
They
time.
also
Lowers
have
your
all
blood
these
pressure.
Guys, I told you to do all these things where they
Yeah.
like slap their arms.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I'm telling
Slap under your arms and do that bit.
Yeah, there's all these like weird slapping things, but basically, I think the idea is it gets your blood flowing and whatever.
That's wacky.
It is wacky, but
Does the studies have to say about how much melatonin you're taking? Like, if you're only taking 5 milligrams, are you at less risk than someone who's taking 20 milligrams?
You think I read this whole article? I Tom Glancied it. I cherry picked it.
But what is it about melatonin that's bad for the heart? What exactly is it that's bad for the heart?
I'm not sure. That's why I'm not buying necessarily the study, because I think people that struggle with sleep, there's a million negative health consequences.
Yeah.
So automatically, if you're struggling with sleep for years and years and years, you probably do have some heart issues, or you know what I mean, because you're not sleeping.
Yeah.
Maybe your ticker's working overtime.
Maybe I should try the magnesium more, scale back the
Try the magnesium. Listen, I think you got to take it over time. It's not
Maybe I
something
do
that
one-
makes you go to sleep. But
Just
I think
calms
it
you.
calms you maybe overall over time.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Again,
have
the
a miraculous
study-
effect if you take magnesium tonight.
It's not going to put me
No,
to
you
sleep.
got to take magnesium for.
Well, I used to take it. It just
A
didn't put
long
me to
time.
sleep. The melatonin put me to sleep.
But again, the study, as EB pointed out, had to do with insomnia. So they had 5 years of research, one group insomnia with melatonin, another group with insomnia without melatonin, and the people that had the melatonin with insomnia had a higher risk of heart failure.
Mm-hmm. Who knows? I'm sure there's still confounding factors. I'll never forget my dad when he was going through his health struggles. He would always laugh because he'd say, "This article says eggs are good for you. This article says eggs are bad for you. This article says," so you never know what to believe.
Wish I had eggs for breakfast this morning.
You know what I
It's
mean?
so good.
Bacon's good for you. Bacon's bad for you. Potatoes are good for you. Potatoes are bad for you. Carbs are good for you. Carbs are bad for you. You know what I mean?
Depends
they
on where
can
you
make
look.
an article about anything.
Right. The only thing that's good for you is water.
Yeah, but it's so
Seems-
boring.
Yeah, but it's the only thing on the planet that's
It's good for you. I understand
Maybe
it's good
lettuce.
for you, but it's
water and lettuce.
Water, yeah.
But I've even read that water doesn't even hydrate you that much. It's like
I don't believe that.
Water.
I don't know how that's possible. What hydrates you then?
Coffee.
I don't know, something with more
Coffee
electrolytes.
certainly hydrates you.
Oh.
Actually,
I
it
don't know.
dehydrates you. It's not
I'm not
great.
saying that it dehydrates you per se, but it
You're just saying
might
that
not
there's-
hydrate you enough if you're dehydrated for sure. Just replenishing with water.
Water.
Okay.
But again, it's like eggs are good.
Yeah,
for you,
like I don't
eggs
know
are
what to
bad for you.
believe. Right.
Exactly.
I don't believe.
I'm not saying I know everything. Try to be healthy, balanced, do the right things. But I do wacky stuff. I have vibration plates. We do all the we sit on that. I go in the sauna. I feel like that's good for you.
Well, maybe I'll
take the magnesium.
Maybe I'll scale back I take 10 milligrams a night. Maybe
Seems like a lot, but
Maybe it's just 2 little gummies. I mean,
I don't know.
they're like this big.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the size of peanuts.
What's a vibration plate?
It's supposed to mimic the effects of a rebounding thing. It just you stand on it and you jiggle. It just jiggles.
So hold on.
If you've seen them in the gym, they're ones that you stand on.
You could stand
I've
on
never
you could
seen
do
a vibration
push-ups on
plate.
them. You could sit on them. You could do a variety of different things. But it just gets the blood flowing. It's supposed to. Yeah, I can tell you this. You can definitely feel itchy after it. And
Oh, I don't
supposedly-
like that.
Well, it's temporary. But what the itch is supposedly it's like it's getting the toxins moving around and out of your system or whatever. Let's think about it. Is it good to just be just a clumpy, dumpy zilch?
No, just sit. We're killing ourselves by sitting in
Right.
these seats
It just
right
gets
now.
it gets things moving.
So
I mean,
sedentary.
you know what's probably better than a vibration plate? Go for a walk.
Yeah.
Everyone says the number one thing you could do: go for a walk after every meal.
Yeah.
Now, no one does that.
Yeah.
Who could do that?
Or
But
at
if you
least
could
go for
a
one
10
long
or 15
one
minute
each
walk.
day. Just go for one long walk each day.
If you could go for a 10 or 15 minute walk after every meal, you're on the right path.
Mm-hmm.
And Gary Player just celebrated. I'm sure you guys saw some things about him on social media if you're into it at all. Gary Player just celebrated his 90th birthday. And they said, Gary, by the way, is out there, 90 years old, still hitting full drivers. No, he may only go 200 yards, but way
He's
better
still out
than
there playing.
100% of 90 years
He doesn't look 90.
And they go, what's your
70.
secret? He goes, gym every day.
Yeah.
And here's the second one. And it's probably the most important one. Undereat.
Undereat.
Yeah.
Undereat is the key because as you get older, you just eat more and more because eating's fun.
Eating's great.
Eating's just fun.
Here's the problem.
Last night I just kept getting up every commercial break and just getting crackers
Here's the
Cheez-Its
problem.
are-
for no reason. For
Extra
no reason.
toasty cheese.
I don't eat after about 5 o'clock.
So you're
That's
good.
good discipline.
I don't
Yeah,
think
but
you- I don't think
here's
you
the problem in
overeat.
my house right now: the leftover Halloween candy.
We trashed
you know
all
what?
ours. We trashed
You know
it
what?
all.
I brought a big bag. I usually bring it here and put it on that table. I gave it to the valets.
By the way, I was. I
I
was.
hooked
You gave them all your
but I
plates.
kept all the Reese's
You know what,
Pieces
you-
and the
you-
Alban
You gave
Joys.
them cavities, is what you gave them. They're really
I
happy
did,
about
I
that.
did.
I was on fumes candy wise. We had a bunch of trick or treaters. I mean, we were down to the nubs. We were giving away like old Tootsie Roll Pops, Dum Dums. I mean, like the worst of the worst. But like at 8:45, the trick or treaters stopped. But I was like, you know what? In case there's a straggler, I'm just going to leave the basket with, I don't know, 30 pieces of candy out on the stoop, the front porch. Somebody came and stole the basket and the candy, just absconded with it. I mean, now it's a $3 basket from Harris Teeter, but I
They
mean,
just took the whole thing.
yeah, just took the
Get
whole
a porch
thing.
pirate.
Like, I'm fine with you dumping all the candy in your pillowcase.
Can you at least leave the?
Just leave.
Leave the bowl.
Can you leave the bowl for next year? I mean, what are people
Heathens.
doing?
Yeah. We
Hold on, you don't have a ring camera?
I don't have a ring camera.
Oh, what are you doing?
I mean, what is it? Oh no! Stop a trick or treater, a 13-year-old that stole
Well,
30
don't you-
pieces of bad candy.
Well, you want to see who it is?
That's whatever. Yeah, I don't have a ring camera.
Well, especially everyone should have a ring camera when in the Amazon world that we live in.
Probably right. Mm-hmm. Probably snoozing on that. Got an old school doorbell.
we left.
You never know
No
who's going
ring
to come up to your
camera.
house, try to break in, or steal packages,
You're
or
probably right.
steal a car.
My daughter had volleyball stuff, but when we were home by the time that people were trick or treating, my wife was too. We turned the lights out, but we did just put a thing out, a bucket or whatever.
Yeah.
Just take whatever candy you want.
Sure.
And we watched Cornell volleyball. That's how festive we were.
Yeah, you're not big into Halloween.
Didn't care at all.
Well, everybody knows you're a Halloween Grinch.
Halloween Grinch.
Yeah, sitting right next to me.
And when you have little kids, it's cute. You
Yeah.
put them in the pumpkin outfit. But for adults,
I still like me some Halloween as a grown ass
Halloween
man.
on a Friday is perfect.
Oh, Halloween! It was Halloween weekend.
It was Halloween.
Weekend. Next year, same thing because Halloween will fall on a Saturday. EB, you should be excited. You turn into a whole weekend festivity,
right?
As you should.
I saw somebody put out a Christmas tree already because now the Halloween is gone.
That's absurd.
They
Is that
put
the
out a
new
Christmas
to do
tradition?
it pre
They don't wait
Thanksgiving.
till Thanksgiving.
I think you got to wait till after
If you do it
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving weekend, that's fine. Because then you get a month leading up to Christmas. But right after Halloween, that's pretty
Aggressive.
That's egregious.
It's aggressive.
All right, don't forget Ross Tucker will join us coming up at 7:20. We'll talk NFL with him. And Von Miller from the Washington Commanders, he'll join the show coming up at 9:20.
We're brought to you by Reynolds and Power Home Team Keller Williams Realty. Commanders still reeling in the aftermath of losing Sunday night and the loss of their star quarterback, Jaden Daniels. Dan Quinn admitting Monday it was his fault for leaving Daniels in the game too long in the blowout loss.
That was going to be the last drive for a couple of guys, Jaden, and we we're going to have any read run plays and meaning no carries, for the quarterback on a run. And honestly, man, that's where I missed it. Of course, he could scramble. It's Jaden. It's what he's special at, and that is 100% that's on me.
No changes are being made to the coaching staff, but defensive coordinator Joe Witt will move to the sidelines for Sunday's game against Detroit. Monday Night Football, Cardinals with a 27-17 win in Dallas. NBA Wizards lose on the road to the Knicks, 119-102, and Buzz Williams wins his Maryland coaching debut last night, 83-61 over Coppin State. From the Crop Metcalf 5-Star Sports Desk, I'm Earl Forsey on The Fan.
It's time now to hit the skins, cooked up by our friends at Oseo Korean Barbecue in the Lansdowne Town Center. Authentic Korean flavors, bold marinades, and premium cuts grilled right at your table. A dining experience that's as fun as it is delicious. Perfect for date night or dinner with the fam. Oseo means come on in.
All right, guys. We talked a lot about it already, but we'll be talking about it all week. Injuries, they continue to mount. So not only did Jaden unfortunately dislocate his elbow, by the way, it does appear to be, so far, the best possible news you could have. Doesn't appear, no fractures. I think that was confirmed. I still haven't heard in terms of what other ligaments might be involved.
Did they do the MRI yesterday?
I'm sure.
Thought they did.
They just haven't talked about it yet. I guess he said he'll talk about it more on Wednesday and Thursday, sort of long-term prognosis. So I don't know. You just think it's got to heal. I mean, hopefully, maybe some of the ligaments were just stretched, not ripped. Who knows?
It's crazy that an injury that can look so gruesome, and it was tough to look at it. I mean, when your arm goes the wrong way, that sometimes it's a quick recovery.
Well, as long as there's no, like, Alex Smith break in the middle, those are the ones you hate. Those are the worst, right?
The compound fracture.
Compound fractures.
Yeah, when the bone is
so when
jutting
it's
out of
just
the
at the
skin.
joints,
Yeah.
they can often relocate them and then, actually probably not even feel that
That's
horrible.
why Scadaboo was very fortunate because he had a compound fracture, but it didn't get infected. Alex Smith's, the reason his leg looks like that is because it got infected.
Oh, I didn't know Scadaboo actually had a compound fracture.
He had a compound, yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
Alex Smith had a
serious.
compound and it got infected. That's why he almost lost his leg.
Yeah, that's where you get into all the MRSA and all that stuff,
Yeah,
right?
it's awful.
All the infections. But not only did they lose Jaden, although I personally think Jaden will be back, but we'll see. They'll talk more about it later in the week. Lattimore out for the season. He's been a huge target for me, but I hate to see anybody get injured, so I think that's terrible news. I feel bad for him. Luke McCaffrey, he broke his collarbone. My guess is he's
out.
Gonna be out. I mean, I know he's gonna
Not
put
for
him
a
on
while.
IR, but
Who's the kickoff returner now?
Lane.
Probably Lane.
Lane just slides into that?
they had Lane, but then he fumbled, and then they put Debo back out there. So who knows?
They're just clutching at straws at this point.
I mean,
Debo was the number one returner, but they just didn't want to risk him.
Yeah, I can't put him back there with Terry sidelined.
No.
I can't just have him in those car
we didn't have an
crashes.
update on Terry either when he was asked about Terry. Someone also asked, does the fact that the bye week factors in, and he admitted it. I was glad that he admitted that. They kind of think about the bye week. So you got game, bye. That could affect sort of just hold him that extra week.
Gives him like 3 extra weeks of rest.
Gives you that little extra time. But it does sound like that Terry's going to make another go of it. It's just at the end of the season. It's the end of the day. It's a lost season for Washington, unfortunately, and certainly for Terry. But I advocate getting him back out there. I advocate getting Jaden back out there. Get some reps, get better. The thing I feel bad about is I do think he should have probably been pulled, Jaden, right? I don't think there's any question about it. But you could also get hurt in the first quarter.
Absolutely.
It's a violent football game. Guys get hurt in preseason.
Yeah, but Danny was saying this yesterday. Getting hurt in the first quarter is not the same as getting hurt in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes to go. Even getting
it looks
definitely
worse.
not the same.
It looks worse.
Because he has to be out there in the first
Right.
quarter. He doesn't have to be out there in the fourth quarter when the game is out of reach.
I'm not arguing that, but it's a very violent game, and I give him a little bit of a pass on it. I mean, I think he should have been out, but whatever.
I mean, it was a big time miss by Dan Quinn. He even admitted it. He knows he shouldn't have been out there at that point in the game.
I know, but it's an easy miss. It's an easy thing to crush him for, and I think he should have been pulled to protect against that.
It's coaching 101. That's
It's also
something you learn as a first year coach.
You're supporting the point that Dan fumbled this by saying it's a violent game. Everyone knows it's a violent game, so any kind of action that is unnecessary.
Okay, but I mean, I don't look at it like every single play we should be monitoring whether a person should be in or not. Like every single play of every single moment.
I mean, it's a common sense thing.
I agree with the general principle.
Sand's running out of the hourglass. You can kind of figure out. Okay,
I agree with the general principle. He should have been pulled. But I also agree that.
But not every coach does that, Matt. Not every coach pulls all of their starters, even if they're down 30 points. They just don't do that, especially young players.
It's kind of dumb not to pull them when the game is out of hand.
You can call them dumb, but a lot of NFL coaches would disagree with you.
Okay, that's fine. They can disagree.
Would.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks bad because he got hurt.
Yeah.
But a lot of coaches will say, you know what? It's part of the game.
If I'm an NFL
we got to keep
coach,
our starters out there.
I'm going to keep my most prized commodity as healthy as I can for as long as I can into a season, especially with all the injuries he had suffered up to that point.
Well, it's just like it's the same thing with preseason. You play him or not play him. We don't play him. Other teams play him.
If it's a
they can be hurt.
If it's a 7 or a 10 or a 14-point game and there's still a chance to come back, of course I'm playing him. But if it's a 31-point deficit,
of course,
something
okay,
no
where do you
team
stand
has
on,
ever
where do you
come
stand
back
on
from,
preseason? Where do you stand on preseason?
I'm fine with playing them just a limited amount of time,
How about
if not at all.
We played him none. See, I think you got to play a little bit. You got to get some reps.
Yeah.
These guys have had tons of reps in training camp and
not the same.
OTAs. They've had so many reps.
I think he should have been pulled, but it's not the same. Like, I think you got to play some in the preseason. Like, this idea
Again,
that
if the game was in reach, fine to keep him out there. The game was not. The game was well out of reach.
Of course. But, like, this is where you and I differ. Like, the season's done, right? There's no comeback. They're got a million guys hurt.
Yep.
It's not in them. If Jaden can be back in, like, 4 weeks with 4 weeks to play, I'm 100% playing him. I'm not just going to sit him for next year.
No, I'm not sitting him either.
I'm playing him. He's a football player. He's my most important player, but I'm playing him.
Look, we're just going to disagree about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're just going to agree
We're
to
in an
disagree.
impasse.
We're in an impasse.
It happens.
Anyway, feel bad for these guys. They really are. They're just so banged up. The Lions are 8.5-point favorites.
I thought it'd be higher.
It could.
Yeah, but they're coming off a loss.
Yeah, coming off a loss at home.
I mean, and we also know the way the NFL is that the random teams win every week. So I mean, at some point, the Redskins will win a random game. I'm not saying it's gonna be with this week, but at some point they'll win a random game.
Jared Goff's home road splits are a real thing. Like he just struggles outside of Ford Field, struggles outside of domed environments. Not all the time, but he tends to have worse games away from home than he does at Ford Field. So maybe that comes into play.
Don't think he'll have a worse game this week, though.
I wouldn't think so. Not against this defense.
Yeah.
Especially missing all the parts that they're missing at this point.
All right, so we still have some more audio of DQ. You know, I should have wrote down what you said we had. Valdez already forgot. You told me you have Quinn. I know it's Quinn, but
it's just that there's no real timetable for Jaden yet.
Okay, the timetable question. Okay.
Just wanted to open up with that and get started. I'll also give you some other injury news. Confirm Jaden dislocated his left elbow. No timetable on that right now. Still gathering the information.
Yeah, so whatever. We'll see. If I had to bet money, I would bet that he plays, but I've lost almost all my bets this year. So you probably should take that bet. Where else do we have? All right, so we did that. They're gone. There's an interesting article. I'm trying to pull it up, but you need a freaking you need a subscription in the Boston Globe. And so I put it into my little archive thing that where people can save them. It's just not coming up yet. But they talk about Washington being the biggest disaster in the NFL.
Oh,
really?
They went in as Super Bowl favorites in that mix, and here
they
we
were
are.
top 7, I think.
Here we are in week 8.
3-6,
and we're
million injuries.
a million injuries, and we're just sinking like a ship, and we're the biggest disaster. And then, think about it: when you go through and you look at the standings of all the teams in the league, who has been a bigger disappointment than the Washington Commanders? It's hard to come up with one. I mean, the Browns, you knew they would struggle. You knew the Titans would struggle. You knew the Raiders would struggle. You knew the Giants would struggle. You knew maybe the Vikings, but they're 4-4. You knew the Saints would struggle. Arizona, they're always terrible. I don't even think it's close.
Maybe Houston.
Maybe Cincinnati, but then they had another devastating injury to Burrow.
Yeah, with Joe Burrow going down, you don't expect
the Ravens
much.
a little. Maybe the Ravens are up there. I'd say the Ravens are up there, but they seem to be at least coming a little bit better. They won 2 in a row. They're trending in the right direction.
Their current playoff probability is 50%. The Commanders is 5%.
Really? That's amazing. They're 3-5, and the Ravens.
Actually, Commanders, I overhyped them. 3%.
Yeah, they're not going to playoffs. Playoffs.
No. There's zero playoff sweat.
But let's go the other way though. So if the Commanders are the biggest disaster, I guess even though they just came off a loss, I guess it has to be the Colts, right? The biggest Colts surprise,
or the Patriots,
or the Patriots, definitely.
More than Patriots, even more than the Colts. A Daniel Jones,
I think
probably pretty equal.
Kind of neck and neck.
Probably pretty equal.
I mean, Daniel Jones wasn't even 100% sure to win that job in training camp. There was still some. They're like, we're not going to go with Daniel Jones, are we? And
but they had a better roster.
But at least New England had their first-round draft pick. That
I don't know. It's pretty
equal.
It's pretty equal because the Pats, you got a whole new coaching staff and still a young quarterback playing. Same division as the Bills. Already beat them in Buffalo. But I'd probably put them neck and neck. At least the Colts are in a division that's got
but the Colts
more winnable.
The Colts were 8-9 last year.
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots won 4 games last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference.
I think the Seahawks have to be up there.
Big game, by the way, this weekend. Both of the current 2 seeds in the playoffs, the Patriots and Bucks, get together. Yeah. That's going to be a good game.
I'll also say,
is that in Tampa?
I think it's in Tampa.
Yeah, it's a big one.
I'll also say I feel like the Broncos are, because they were pretty good last year, but I thought they would be a team that would fall back. So they seem to be like they're legit.
Won a lot of close games.
And I just want to bring out the back padding machine. I do think that all of the quarterbacks selected in the first round are pretty good. It was my prediction.
Well, I'm going to bring out the back padding machine because I said Drake May should be the top pick in the draft.
Well, right now you might win that, but let's see where you are next year.
I think he's going to be pretty damn good the rest of the way. Unless he has some significant injury.
Really tails off.
I mean, the stats are unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you really want to go through them.
Yeah. A lot of the advanced metrics are even more favorable.
Yeah.
Let's see. He's having an outstanding year. Let's see where he is.
He's pretty damn good, bro.
All right, coming up next, we'll be joined by Ross Tucker. We'll go around the NFL with him. And Von Miller joins the show coming up at 9:20 right here on The Fan.
All right, guys. EB here for FanDuel. FanDuel's putting you in control right from NBA tip-off. Because every day to start the season, you get to choose your reward. Take your shot with a profit boost. Play it cool with a no-sweat bet. Or get a little backup with a bet back token. I know I like to play teasers. Some guys like to do same-game parlays. My son likes to ride the live lines. Just make your pick, get in the game, and play it your way. So head over to FanDuel.com/EB and make your choice. That's FanDuel.com/EB. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 106.7 The Fan. You must be 18 and over. Present in D.C. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call, text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Let's head out to the Rude Guest Hotline. Rude, the most reliable heating and air conditioning products in the DMV. Time to say good morning to our friend Ross Tucker, host of the Ross Tucker podcast. You can follow him on social media at Ross Tucker NFL, and be sure to visit futurefans.com for the best way to get your kids to love and understand football. What's up, Ross? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. It's funny. I was thinking about you guys because I actually invested in that company, futurefans.com, and I might have told you guys this before, but the DC market has been like by far the best market.
Oh, really?
So going on with you guys or Grant and Danny or any Commanders-related podcasts, which tells me that there's like major football fever down there. There's major excitement, or at least there was.
Yeah, I think there was.
This morning, that was actually going to be my question. Like, it really is the best gift for your kids, and it's one of those things where it's like you're getting your kid it for the holidays, but it's really a gift for you because then your child will actually watch the Commanders games with you. Like you guys used to sit there and watch the Redskins games with your dad. But I'm actually very curious. It's futurefans.com. Is anybody going to go there today? Is anybody going to go to futurefans.com and check it out or make a purchase, or have you guys all given up?
No, you'd be surprised, but the fans are checking out for more than one reason. And we wanted to have you on just to kind of give your insight on this and your opinion. We're kind of on both sides. A couple of us here aren't blaming Dan Quinn for keeping Jaden in. A couple are. And I can see both sides. I get it. I mean, you're down 31 points with 10 minutes left. Why is anybody in there?
I mean, 100% in hindsight, he should have been pulled.
In hindsight, he should have been pulled.
100%.
Where do you stand on having, especially a younger quarterback in his second year, getting out there even if the game is out of hand and you have no chance of winning?
So I will say, I think one of the things that NFL teams historically do really poorly is this, is take out starters or, elite players when the games have gotten out of hand. I noticed that when I was playing. It's still the case in games I call now. I will say, I do not think this is as egregious as people are suggesting it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was 7 minutes and how much left?
Like 7.5
7
minutes
and a half,
left.
yeah.
Down
And
31.
when did the drive start?
12-ish.
Yeah, so
Right. That's more important than the 7 minutes. Yeah.
And he did say, Ross, he did say he was going to take them out after that particular drive. He did say that.
Well, so the one thing I would say is, if you guys remember a couple weeks ago, the Broncos were down 26-7 to the Giants. Now, I know that 19 points is different than 31. However, there was 5.5 minutes left. And, guys, the Giants scored a touchdown in those last 5.5 minutes. The Broncos ended up winning 33-32.
Right.
So think about that. 5.5 minutes, you're down 19. Let's just give the Giants a touchdown. So you're actually down 26. So I would tell you, I mean, it's unlikely. Yes, this is not 2 minutes left. This is not you're still down 30 with 4 minutes left. I give Dan Quinn credit for accepting responsibility for it. But I think you really could go either way. There aren't a lot of coaches out there that are going to wave the white flag with more than 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That's a lot of time. Now, if they had just gotten the ball with 7 minutes left and it was the first play,
that's
a
different.
little bit different.
Right.
I do not think it's as bad as everybody else. I mean, obviously, hindsight, it's easy to say that. But what if the first play, they go down and what if his first play is a bomb for a touchdown, and then it's 38-14, and then you can start, it's fourth quarter, you can start to...
You know what, Ross? Honestly, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I actually think that it wasn't about coming back from this game, because anybody watching it knew that wasn't going to happen, because we weren't going to stop them anyway if they really wanted to. I think what it was about was trying to find a rhythm on offense before they pull him. You know what I mean? Like, Jaden's been a tick off all year. The offense hasn't been anywhere near it should have been. He's been out. Can we just score a touchdown here, then I'll pull the kid? Like, that, I think that's really what it was about, and it backfired. But I don't think it was about, I'm still trying to steal this game, honestly.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
And I do know that there are coaches that really feel that way. Like, hey, we just got to get something positive coming out of this. We got to get something, get the offense going. I've always thought that was so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any carryover from that game to the next game. Like, okay, let's just say they did that.
Yeah.
Let's just say they went down and scored a touchdown, and then he pulled them, and it's 38-14.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think for 1 second any offensive player feels a little bit better about that?
No.
Do you think that there's any carryover from that to the next game? I do know. Look, I played for 5 teams, 9 head coaches. Like, I do know that is a school of thought.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that was the dumbest thing that there's no carryover. You're playing a totally different team. You know, by the way, when you get that garbage time touchdown late, you know that they're like giving up yards. You know,
they're playing differently. Everything
relentlessly, right? Like they're letting you relentingly, I should say, not relentlessly, relentingly.
Mm-hmm.
So they're letting you throw the check down the underneath stuff. Like it means nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're true. That's true. This year has been everything has gone wrong, as opposed to last year. Everything went right. Now they played a much easier schedule. Played a bunch of backup quarterbacks. They were throwing Hail Marys. I mean, everything was just kind of going their way. But this year, man, I mean, the list of injuries. I mean, you're like 15 deep in terms of injuries.
Well, you'd think it would be, I think everybody thought that there would be some regression for the Commanders because of not only, the schedule, all the close games they won. You mentioned the Hail Mary. They also, I had a guy come on my show, the Ross Tucker podcast. They were historically good on fourth down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like these were Eagles tush-push fourth down conversions. They were like real,
fourth and 7, fourth and
Yeah, they were due to take a step back, I think. At least, regular season record-wise. Doesn't mean they couldn't go on another playoff run. But yes, it does feel like they've gotten more than it kind of reminds me of the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs had that streak where they won 15 straight one-score games.
Yep.
Guess what the Chiefs are this year in one-score games? 0-4.
Yeah.
Those things have a way of evening out. You think that the evening would be a little bit smoother, if that makes sense, as opposed to it just all happening at once. But that's kind of where they're at. I mean, like that Bears game, I called that game with Kevin Harlan for Westwood 1. Where I can't remember if Jade fumbled the snap or was trying to hand off to.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Bear. I mean, they didn't lose any games like that last year.
Right. Where do you stand on DQ? I mean, there's no question the guy is, great football guy. His whole life's in football. He's had a ton of success as a D coordinator. He had success. Hell, he got a team to the Super Bowl, right? So he's been a success as a head coach. Unbelievable year last year. And this is unfair. I'm just going to tell you right now it's unfair. But he always just rubs me as so cheesy with the hat backwards and tell the truth Monday and all these cliches. And we got the answers here. And the guys all love him. There's no doubt about it. But I don't know. It's just something about him. It's just
Eric's down on him.
I have been this would say one. I've always said he just strikes me as a little bit cheesy.
Yeah, I love him. I think I love him. I think all the guys love him. It's funny because a lot of the things you just said about him, that's how some people still feel about Sirianni in Philly.
Is he like that too? Is he like that too?
Still rubs Eagles fans the wrong way. All the guy's done is take him to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years and win one, and he's got the best winning percentage of any coach. But there's things about him that rub people the wrong way. What I can tell you about Sirianni and about Dan Quinn, because I've talked to players about it, the biggest thing is they feel like they are totally genuine, totally authentic to who they are, and even their weird idiosyncrasies or whatever, the players like it because that's like on Sunday, guys, I called the Chargers-Titans game, okay? Jim Harbaugh is the weirdest guy of all time.
Right.
No doubt.
Right.
He is
He's
the
another one.
strangest guy.
Yeah.
And I talked to some of the players, and they're like, dude, he'll go on a tangent for 15 minutes about, like, the craziest things.
Right.
But I think the most important thing is they know that that's him. And, like, they can
Right, so
laugh
if you're
at
true
him.
to
Like, they
yourself,
laugh
that's
amongst,
fine.
like, they
Yeah.
make jokes. Like, I think it's like, listen, we all have buddies, okay, who they just have really crazy ways about them.
Mm-hmm.
And when you introduce them to other people, they're like, yo, you're friends with that guy? And you're like, yeah, isn't he hilarious? They're like, no, he's a weirdo. I'm like, no, he's not a weirdo. He's hilarious. You know,
Right.
We all have those guys. And I think, you know, there's some of that with Sirianni, some of that with Harbaugh. But when they're your guy, when they're your buddy, you kind of like it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hey, Ross, we kind of threw this out there a couple segments ago. What's a more impressive run right now? Both teams have won 6 straight. I'm sorry. They have not won 6 straight. The Colts at 7-2, 7 wins. They both have 7 wins, or the Patriots. So the Patriots have won 6 straight. They both have 7 wins. But what's the more impressive run so far through 9 games, Colts or Pats?
Ooh, it's a really, really good question. There's a lot of similarities, actually. I mean, I guess you'd have to say the Patriots winning 6 straight is more impressive. I think the Colts are the better team. The Colts are an absolute machine. You know, the only reason why they lost the Rams is because their guy did the thing where he dropped the ball at the goal line for a touchdown.
Right.
And they lose to the Steelers on Sunday with 6 turnovers. I mean, they had 6 turnovers, and they lost by a touchdown in Pittsburgh. So as we talk about regression and numbers, they have 4 turnovers, they still win the game, you know? So I think the Colts are as good as anybody. The Patriots, their schedule has been so favorable.
It's been easy, yeah.
So bad. I mean, who have the Patriots lost to the Raiders in the opener? They lost to somebody else that isn't really that good.
They lost to the Steelers in Week 3 at home.
Right, and that was a turnover fest. That's the only way. That's the only way the Steelers win these games is when it's like a million turnovers. So I would say this: Drake May is the real deal, man. Mm-hmm. I did 2 Patriots games last year on TV, and first of all, like just meeting him and the way he carries himself, and they were terrible last year. I mean, bad, and he still looked good in every game I watched or every game I did for them. And now they got some better guys around him. I mean, they're going to give the Bills a battle just to win that division.
Yeah, already beat them in Buffalo. Now they play the Bucks in Tampa this week. That'll be tough. But then they get the Jets at home. They get the Bengals. They get the Giants at home. So even if they lose to the Bucks, they could still, you know, through about 13 games, still have a great record. But
it's so funny, isn't it? Yeah. Because we talk so much about all these other positions, but like. It's really primarily the head coach and the quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, other positions matter, but if you have the right guy at those 2 spots, I don't think it's that hard to put a good enough team around those guys to be able to have success. Drake May's the real deal. Vrabel's a proven guy. I like Steichen in Indy and Daniels. Now, I will say the Colts, I think they have the best offensive line in football. Jonathan Taylor's the best running back. So the Colts are kind of loaded, but it still really does, for the most part, come down to those 2 spots, and you can kind of fill in around those guys.
Hey, Ross, I know you follow the Eagles pretty closely, and a lot of controversy around a team that's 6-2, and with a quarterback that has 15 touchdowns throwing and just 1 interception. But I wanted to ask you about Saquon Barkley. Last year, he rushed for over 2,000 yards. This year, through 8 games, he only has 519 yards rushing. What are you seeing from him? Is it just all the touches from last year are catching up? The offensive line isn't as good, a mix of those 2 things? What's going on with Barkley with his numbers being so down?
Well, so the good news for them is he had his breakout game in their last game before the bye against the Giants. I think he went for 150. What's kind of crazy about that is that the backup running back now, Tank Bigsby, he went for over 100 because Saquon messed up his groin, they're calling it, on a long run against the Giants. the biggest thing is that their offensive line just hasn't played that well. You know, they've had center and left guard in and out of the lineup, and even when those guys have been out there, they're both coming off surgeries, and so they don't look the same. They have a new OC, so they've tried some different things offensively, including more multiple tight end sets. It hasn't worked. Their backup tight end is not a good blocker at all. I don't know why they have him out there. So I do think if they can pick up where they left off against the Giants, that they'll be able to get that run game going. Now, his numbers aren't going to be what they were last year, but if you saw like his 80-yard touchdown or 75, whatever it was against the Giants, he still has plenty of juice. Now, I'm not saying he's running as well as he did last year, but he hasn't like lost a step on the GPS thing. I think he's had some poor runs in terms of his vision, and the offensive line's not getting him to the line of scrimmage cleanly like they did last year, but he's still plenty explosive and fast enough.
Ross, real quick before we let you go, just switching over to college. I know you didn't go to Penn State, but you cover Penn State. It's been a disastrous year. They let James walk for $50 million. The name I like is Bob Chesney. I know that name's not a big enough name. Probably he's been a winner everywhere. I think he would be great for that program. But what direction do you think Penn State goes? Do they go younger guy that's proven or older guy that's proven?
It's a great question. So, yeah, I actually live in Harrisburg now. So I live like an hour and 15 minutes from Penn State. So I actually went to training camp. They invited me up there. I interviewed some of their guys in Franklin. I'll just say this, not that anybody's listening, but because there's a lot of rumors about Franklin and Va-Tech, guys, I had 9 head coaches in the NFL, including, Gibbs and Parcells and Schottenheimer and Belichick and whatever. Man, he let me sit in every meeting up there. He is a really impressive guy. And if you're Virginia Tech, I would do anything possible to get James Franklin to be the next Virginia Tech coach. Anything. By the way, that would be real bad for Penn State because he would recruit his you-know-what off in the DMV and even still in PA and Jersey if he was at Va-Tech. As for Penn State, I don't know, man. It kind of feels like they fired a really good coach who had a top 10 program without knowing who the next guy would be. I always think like it sounds good to, we can't win the big one. We want to be a top 5 program, but we're top 10. We need to get somebody. You better know who that guy is. Like, and you better have him in the fold. I don't think any of the big fish that they've kind of reportedly talked to, the Urban Meyers or Sabins or whatever, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm with you 1,000%. I did multiple Bob Chesney games when he was at Holy Cross as I was working my way up. That guy is a star.
Yeah.
He's from Central PA. He's from the Cole region. His dad was a high school coach up there. You want to talk about a guy that's an absolute animal. He went to Dickinson, where we used to have training camp when I was with the Redskins. To coach Salve Regina, Assumption. Then he goes to Holy Cross, won the Patriot League, won a playoff game, beat an FBS team like every year he was there. Now he goes. It's so funny you just said that because I had an executive come up to me on the field before the Chargers-Titans game and say, "You know who Penn State should hire? It should be Chesney." And the exact quote was, "Look what Signetti's doing in Indiana." And Chesney's even a better coach than Signetti.
Right.
Is what the NFL executive said to me. So I don't know if that's like they'll probably go with like Brian Hartline or Joe Brady because they're coming from bigger places or have bigger names. But Chesney would be like an absolute slam dunk. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Ross, we got to run. We always love it.
Thanks for the time,
Host
brother.
of the Ross Tucker
See you,
podcast.
dude. Futurefans.com. Let's see if anybody still has Commanders fever. Futurefans.com.
There
It's
you
awesome.
go. Futurefans.com. You can claim a 20% off offer. Thanks again, Ross. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, buddy.
By the way, real quick, I heard Rick Neuheisel say this yesterday. On good authority, he said Nick Saban was offered $100 million for 4 years. So you do the math on that to go to LSU.
Right.
To go back to LSU.
Might have to consider coming out of retirement for that sort of.
I don't know if he's
giant
going
bag.
to, but think of $25 million a year.
It probably doesn't change his life.
No, of course not.
It's not going to get a new
No,
house
it
or a
won't
new
change
car.
his life, but it sets up
Maybe his
future
grandkids,
generations. Yeah.
great grandkids at this point.
All right, coming up next, we'll get into the Junkies Blitz. And don't forget, Von Miller joins us coming up at 9:20.
See.
All right, time now for the Junkies Blitz, brought to you by Offenbachers. Football season is here. Cooler nights are calling. Score big with a hot tub and fire pit. Warmth, comfort, and the perfect game day vibe. Let Offenbachers help you upgrade your backyard today. And don't forget, Offenbachers now carries indoor and outdoor saunas. We know that EB loves his. You will love yours as well.
No,
There you have it.
Honestly, I'm trying to think. It's one of the best things I've ever purchased.
Is it what Dan Quinn said about Jaden Daniels before they drafted him? Game changer?
It's a game changer.
It's a game changer.
I highly recommend it. If you have a few extra bucks and you can get something like that, it's awesome. My biggest problem I have is just staying hydrated because I got to go in 20 minutes every day.
Hydration is important. Do what Valdez is doing. Slug some water. Do it.
No, I do water. I need way more than water. I use these sugar-free water boys. Have you ever familiar with those?
Nope.
Kind of similar to liquid IVs, but anyway, highly recommend it.
So yesterday, the Commanders situation dominated the show on a Misery Monday. We didn't get to the Junkies Blitz, so we didn't play Overreaction or Reality. So we will do that today. You know what? Ross Tucker was just weighing in on the Colts. Overreaction or Reality, the Colts are counterfeit.
No, I don't think they're
best record in the AFC. They have the highest point differential.
I
don't think they're counterfeit.
I'm going to go overreaction.
Are you saying that based on the teams that they've beaten?
I'm saying it based on Daniel Jones just had a heavy turnover game.
He looked like
old
Daniels.
Giants. Yeah, exactly.
He did.
Yeah,
he
but
did.
isn't he allowed to have a bad game? He's not expected to have 17 great games.
Teams can stub their toe every once in a while. Now, if they string together 2 or 3 duds, then you're going to raise your eyebrows.
And I hadn't looked at this, but I'm looking at it. They've beaten the Titans, the Cardinals, the Raiders,
Dolphins,
the Titans again, the Dolphins.
Yep.
So in that sense, maybe.
The Broncos and Chargers.
But we
Those are
also
good teams.
we also
we
talked
beat the Chargers.
we also talked about
We're
the
terrible.
Patriots. The Patriots have beaten some bad teams too. You got to beat teams
You
that
gotta
you're
beat who's on your
that
schedule.
you're better than.
That's what we did last year.
Right.
Yeah, you got to beat the lowlifes.
I'm not going to say they're
on your schedule.
What was the question? Are they counterfeit? They're not counterfeit. I just think they had a bad game. I mean,
So overreaction.
yeah, I think they got the.
But those are two very extremes, though. Could they be not as good as we think? That's
I'm
different
not saying
than
they're the best
counterfeit.
team in the AFC. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're counterfeit.
All right, building off that, overreaction or reality. The Patriots are the best team in the AFC. Now, a week ago, we were thinking Kansas City, but Kansas City just lost. The Buffalo Bills are in there. Now, the Bills have bounced back. They had that 2-game losing streak. You got teams like the Broncos, Colts, but the Patriots right now are rolling.
They're damn good.
It might be reality.
Are they better than Indy? Are they better than Denver? Are they? I don't know, but they're damn good.
They're
and
in
they're
that
getting better.
top 3-ish mix in the AFC.
I mean, the fact that they went to Buffalo, who just beat Kansas City, is very impressive.
I was looking up some of the statistics on Drake May. So on the year, 17 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. He is number 1 in air yards. He's number 1 in completions over 20 yards. He's number 1 in completions over 50 yards.
Mm-hmm. He's number 1 in completion percentage.
But he does have one little weakness.
Sacks.
Yeah. The only guy
who's
who's been sacked more than him is Cam Ward.
Yeah, I agree. He was sacked 6 times this past week. I think he was sacked 5 or 6 times the week before.
He was sacked at least 5 times
Against
by
Cleveland.
Myles Garrett, right?
Yeah.
In that
So I
game.
think the last 2 games, he's been sacked 12 times. He's been sacked 34 times for the year. He's got to do a better job. I'm not watching every drop back, but when I'm watching, he's got to get rid of the ball or get out of there because, ultimately you're going to get a concussion or you're going to break something or tear something.
Turn the ball over.
You got to get rid of the ball.
You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long, starting at just $30 for your first year. That's like $250 a month. Go to ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Overreaction or reality? Matthew Stafford has now jumped to the top of the MVP discussion.
I don't know about the top, but he's in the discussion. That's reality.
Last 2 weeks, 9 touchdown passes. He had 5 against the Jags. 2 weeks ago, he had 4 against the Saints. And then when you look at their record, they're one of the best teams in the NFC. They're sitting there at 6-2, tied with the Seahawks atop the NFC West.
Keep in mind, he's 37 and entered the season with a bulky back. Like he had a back injury during training camp, where people are like, I don't know if he's going to hold up. Well, he's passed for over 2,100 yards. And
21
he's got
touchdowns.
a great duo of weapons in Devontae and Puka Nacua.
21 touchdowns with just 2 interceptions.
Just 2 interceptions.
Did you see his no-look throw this week? Usually you see him do the no-look passes where, like he would do it he did it to Cooper Kupp in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Where they're usually in kind of the 10 to 15-yard range. This one was like 30 yards downfield where he's looking right over there, having like a safety move over there, and then he just throws it right here into a spot. It was sick.
Something that Mahomes
Especially
does.
if you see like the behind view.
That's next level.
His last pick was September 21st at Philadelphia.
I mean, he's always been known as one of the best sort of quote-unquote spinners of the ball in the game. I mean, he could throw it.
He's jumped up to probably the top 3 or 4.
I mean, he's 6th in yards. He's 1st in touchdowns. And he's 10th in QBR. Like, he's got to be at least in the discussion.
So I'm looking right now. Josh Allen is on the site that I'm looking at. Josh Allen's the favorite. Mahomes is 2. Drake May is 3. Stafford's 4 in terms of odds. So
Jonathan Taylor slipped because he had a bad game this week.
Jonathan Taylor slipped a little bit, yeah.
All right, one more. Overreaction reality. Zach Taylor gets fired at the end of the season.
Zach Taylor.
I don't know if it's his fault.
You now have some infighting. Remember, they fired their defensive coordinator. Defense has not gotten better.
They'll probably get fired.
Yeah.
They'll probably get fired.
It's probably reality. They might just need a new voice in there.
Yeah.
After all these years.
But I mean, they've been definitely devastated with injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, no question about it.
Although Flacco, if you look at some of the side-by-side stats, Flacco in the Bengals offense has been more efficient and better than Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's small sample size. Let's let that play out. But sure, he's been great.
He doesn't get sacked as much. He gets rid of the ball quicker. Because the whole rap on Joe Burrow, besides him being a fragile quarterback at this point, is that the offensive line is terrible. It doesn't help him out. He gets sacked all the time. But Flacco's not getting sacked at the same rate as Joe Burrow.
Hey,
he's been there.
Flacco's an old fart. I root for all the old farts. All of them.
Oh, he can still sling it.
Yep. He's dropped back in his 3 games with the Bengals since he got traded there. 47 times, 34 times, 47 times. It's not like he's just turning around and handing the ball off.
Right.
Okay, he is attempting nearly 50 passes in 2 out of 3 games.
It's crazy. I would say that's reality because Zach Taylor, even though he hasn't had his best player or his quarterback anyway, for all of these games, this will be the 3rd consecutive year that he doesn't go to the playoffs. I think when you go playoff lists for 3 consecutive years, you're probably out. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's probably the number. It's probably the magic number.
All right, don't forget, coming up at 9:20, we will talk to Von Miller from the Washington Commanders. They are mired in a big-time losing streak. We'll talk to Von Miller at 9:20. When we come back, how much would you pay for a robot maid? We'll tell you what the going rate.
All right, guys. EB here. FanDuel's putting you in control right from NBA tip-off, people, because every day to start the season, you get to choose your reward. You take your shot with a profit boost, play it cool with a no-sweat bet, or get a little backup with a bet-back token. How do you like to play? I'm a big teaser guy. Some guys like parlays. My son, he likes to ride the live lines. Just make your pick, get in the game, and play it your way. So do me a favor. Head to FanDuel.com/EB to make your choice. That's FanDuel.com/EB. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 106.7 The Fan. You must be 18 and over. Present in D.C. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call, text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fallout from Sunday Night Football. Dan Quinn admitting Monday he should have never left Jaden Daniels in the game that late in the blowout loss to Seattle.
Many of you have been asking about the thought process of Jaden being in the game in that situation. I get that. I've been thinking about it, honestly, nonstop, too, and for me, the answer is, man, I missed it.
Also, Frankie Louvu suspended for a game by the NFL for his third hip drop tackle of the season. Louvu will appeal that suspension. Monday Night Football, Arizona knocked off Dallas 27-17. NBA Wizards lose on the road to the Knicks, 119-105, their fifth straight loss. College basketball season also tipped off last night. Maryland got by Coppin State, 83-61. Terps win their opener under Buzz Williams. Georgetown beat Morgan State, 87-70. Virginia Tech over Charleston Southern, 98-67. From the Crop Metcalf 5-Star Sports Desk, I'm Earl Forsey on The Fan.
Coming up at the end of this segment, we'll give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see the Caps take on the Devils. Also a pair of tickets to see Iron Maiden in concert next summer at Jiffy Lube Live. I need Valdez to remind me into my ringing ears close to the end of the segment to give those tickets away because I'm liable to forget.
Speaking of ringing ears,
that happens.
There was one morning I woke up and I was terrified because my ears had ringing for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I can't believe Cakes lives like this.
I mean, it's my.
I don't know what it was caused by, but it just went away.
It's my everyday
Thank God.
existence. This is the cross I bear. I have ringing ears like I'm a heavy metal drummer, but I'm not. I just
have to live with it.
Just have to live with it. Just something you got to deal
Hope
with.
it doesn't get worse.
Something else we all have to live with is, unless you have like a maid that comes in every week, 2 weeks, once a month, whatever it is, it's cleaning your home, keeping your home clean. But there could be help on the horizon in the shape of a robot maid. Now,
I'm interested to an extent.
Here's the problem. The cost of the robot maid. Do you care to guess?
No, I saw the cost, but I think for over a lifetime it'd be worth it. Not for
So
1
a
year.
one-time price. What is it? What, one-time fee, or is this for to own it?
Now, this is the 1X. This is the AI and robotics company behind the robot. The price tag is $20,000.
I mean, that's absurd.
People
maybe
buy
not.
cars that are triple that, quadruple that.
I'm trying to think how
You know
much
what I
I
mean?
spend per year. So I have somebody come every 2 weeks.
Yeah, but they don't do your laundry, right?
Yes, they do the laundry.
See, my cleaning.
Yeah, is
that's-
this
that's
just
quite a
laundry.
bonus.
Is this just to clean the house, or is this to cook, clean,
Now,
put things away? I mean,
I
what is
could
this?
live in dirt if you would do the laundry. I literally could live in a mud
could
hut.
live in like
Just please,
squalor.
the laundry stacks up.
Yeah.
So it would take me 5 years to justify getting that. If you're telling me that robot's going to last for 5 years and it's going to keep the place clean. Look, I got a Roomba. That thing sucks.
yeah, the Roomba's
That
mediocre.
thing
Now,
sucks.
It can work at times, but it's annoying. You got to dodge it when it's doing its job.
We basically haven't used it since we bought it because it always gets stuck somewhere.
It definitely gets stuck. It's
And
trapped in the
we have
bathroom.
hardwood
Horses
floors.
use them.
Our hardwood
Yeah.
floors are dark.
cut
You
grass.
see everything on the hardwood floor. Every crumb, every
Right.
little thing you see on our stupid
Now, the
hardwood
company
floors.
wants you to know two things about buying one of these robots. One, they have several layers of security, so this thing isn't going to like choke you out while you're sleeping. It's not going to turn on you and murder their human superiors.
An
'Cause let's be honest,
iRobot fear.
we are superior at this point to the machines.
For a few weeks.
Now that could be that tide could be shifting.
Oh, it's
Second,
totally shifting.
the company needs you to sign a waiver. Now this is the part where it gets dicey. Allowing human operators to see through the robot's eyes and help it perform tasks around your home.
So you kind of teach it. It's probably
you have
how
to like
you teach
you have
it.
to like guide it to do
yeah, but
I guess
would
some of the
teach it.
cleaning.
Oh, I'm telling you, I would purchase one just to do
Laundry?
laundry for the rest of my short life. Just
Would that be worth 20,000
yes.
one-time
Let's
fee
just
for?
say I lived another 20 years, a miracle. I would do that.
Don't you have less laundry now because you have less kids in the house?
In theory,
Probably.
that's true. But we just buy a lot of clothes. We buy clothes. It's what we do for fun.
But buying clothes
Right.
shouldn't change the volume of washed clothes.
It sort of does.
Well, they wear
it sort of does.
Yeah, they're wearing all the
Because
new
the
clothes
more
they
clothes
get.
you have, the less
the problem is you're
urgency
not-
you have to do the
You're
laundry.
not
Let it stack
purging.
up.
You're not purging the old clothes.
I'm not like JP, one in, one out.
Right.
That's not how I
Yeah.
live. I have
I don't
stuff from
either.
30
but
years ago.
like, I understand. Like, if you're not purging the old stuff and you keep buying new stuff,
yeah.
it's just gonna start
I'm
piling
the guy
up.
when I can't
yeah.
find socks because I haven't done the laundry. I'll just go buy a pair of socks or buy a six
or like
pack.
a 10-pack. Yeah.
Yeah, say I need some socks. I don't know. We're behind the laundry.
Now
I
they're
need
the
some socks.
they're the thinnest, nubbiest socks you've ever
Oh, yeah.
laid eyes
I'm not
on.
buying world class socks.
Yeah.
I hate doing laundry too, but I pretty much just keep it going every day. And we only have 3 people in the house at this point.
Yeah.
So it's not super overwhelming.
To us, it's a little overwhelming. Laundry is by far laundry and the dishes. Those are the two most overwhelming tasks. Really, to be fair, in my wife's life,
Dishes stink.
it's the most overwhelming thing you can because you never are on top of it. It's never over.
You'd be surprised if you looked at me in my kitchen.
Well, I'm sure because you're on it constantly. But it's like
I actually put stuff away while my wife and daughter are eating dinner.
You're still eating.
I've done that.
Yeah, I know. Well, you have an OCD about it.
I do.
You're obsessive about it. That's
I agree.
fine. It's a great way to live to have that behind you.
I probably have an issue, but yeah.
What I don't like about it is the relentless nature of it. It never goes away.
Never
as
does.
long as
It's like
you're
the
a
tides.
as long as you're a human.
Not to do it like a laundry bit, tide, laundry, but the tides are never ending. They just keep coming in, coming in.
So back in the day, now this guy's now is broke, but Jermaine Dupri, I don't know if you remember, he's like a old producer,
Yeah.
right?
He's
Hip-hop
broke?
guy. I think he's pretty close to broke.
Really?
He's filed
He was-
for bankruptcy.
I
you know,
love a
stuff
couple
like
of his
that.
songs.
I'm sure he's got some money hidden somewhere. Who knows?
Just have to say I'm
He
broke.
would wear brand new socks every day.
Yeah, that's a life leak. No
That's
matter
a
how
life
much
leak.
money you
Now,
make.
I don't think that would make you go broke, but it's a little bit of it shows you maybe where his head's at.
Yeah.
But I could live that way. So when I'm done with the socks, I either just trash them or give them away. Either way, they're out of my house. You're never doing laundry.
I mean, how
Everything
rich
you're
are
doing
you?
is brand new.
If you're just throwing away a pair of socks after one use, you're so rich, or you're just so dumb. It's one of those two.
Right.
So Jermaine Dupri, I mean, you never know. This is from Celebrity Net Worth. At his peak, they say his wealth was around $60 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's between $2.5 to $3 million.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
I wouldn't say broke, but when you're at $60 million, you're down to
Relative-
2.5.
he's relatively broke.
That's basically busto. Then today,
And he probably doesn't even have that.
yeah, it's probably fake.
Yeah.
Hey, this robot, it's saying like, so it has that AI feature where you kind of like teach it stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can teach it how to cook for you.
Oh, then it's worth it. They
Like-
could cook
like-
for you,
But
do
it's
your
gonna-
laundry
it's gonna be
and
dumb.
clean.
Like, what
But it
do you
would take
teach it to
forever.
cook? What are you
It would
going to
take
do?
forever.
Grilled cheese? Like, what are you going to teach the cook?
I don't know.
You can't teach it to cook
grill
a
a,
silly
grill a
meal.
steak, grill. You know what I mean?
If you were
make,
making-
make
I
a
would
casserole.
But the everything would take
casserole.
longer because the robot's going to move so slow. It's not going to move like a
I
human.
mean,
Well,
so
you
what
still-
if
you
I put the
program-
butter in a different spot? It won't know where the butter is.
You teach it like what the butter looks like, so it can identify the butter and identify different ingredients. Like it knows what paprika is.
Listen, I'm sure they can do it. But like if you open up our spice drawer,
Yeah.
the Old Bay, for example, I'll say this for Valdez's sake, it's in a different spot every day because they're all jumbled.
Yeah, I know, but
can't find
but the
the-
humanoid can identify what the Old Bay looks like
And tastes like.
yeah, and tastes
It'll
like.
taste so good.
and it knows like what what the container looks like.
I'll be honest, I would be intrigued. If we made $1 million a year, why wouldn't I get an Alice? That's a Brady Bunch reference. I know that's
I mean,
old.
if you're making
If
that
you're
much,
making $1 million
you should
a
just
year.
you should get a real Alice.
You get,
Not-
right, that's
not
what
a
I'm
robot
saying.
Alice.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
What do
you get
like
a
a personal
human.
chef.
Yeah. That's different. I
I'll
would never have
siphon
a
off
robot.
the 75 grand or whatever it would be.
Yep.
For 20K, this thing will do your laundry, put your clothes away, and make dinner or breakfast
Yeah.
or lunches.
Oh, worth it.
That's
Pretty great deal.
it's totally worth it. You know, I take the risk of it strangling me in the middle of the night.
Apparently, there's safeguards against that. You're going to be good.
I will say this. You know, we've all been skeptical of the self-driving
Totally.
cars, and they're just getting better and better and better. I did see a video. Of course, Elon put it out because it was one of his vehicles. But, and it was a real-life application. Somebody's self-driving in one of the Teslas or whatever, and what was it? Oh, it was a plane. Maybe you saw this. It was like a small plane was crashing on the highway. Like how do you predict for that? A small plane coming out of the sky is crashing toward. It's going to be a head-on collision. There's
Sure.
no way of avoiding
course.
it. The AI detects it, swerves around it, back in, just cruising 55 like it was nothing. Like it handled it, it adapted to it, like it was literally nothing.
I've only done it.
Meanwhile, a human panics, crashes into the plane, everyone dies. And, you know,
I think I'd be silly. I'd be able to move around the plane.
you watch the video. It's pretty incredible how it reacts to
I've
it.
only
As
done
long
it
as I'm
once.
given ample time to react,
Ample
I think I
time,
could do it.
yeah, about 0.5 seconds.
I've only done it once, but have you guys used the parallel parking feature on some of these cars? Now, I
No.
think it was a rental car.
Never.
I have it on mine.
When I was in,
I try to avoid parallel parking at all costs.
Yeah,
I'm
but
okay at it, but I don't want to do it
when
if
I
I
was
don't have
in,
to.
actually, I think it was when I was in Europe. It was when I had a rental car.
Yeah.
And I saw that it would just South Park, and I just figured I'd mess around with it, and boom, right in that spot.
So my
Perfect.
X5 has it, but I'll be honest with you, I get a little anxious because when you do it, it just takes off at its own speed, and I'm a little slower, a little more cautious, and so as soon as I hit the brake,
I wouldn't trust it.
I deactivate it. You know what I mean? Like my instinct can't let it
just
go.
let it go.
It
All
just
the way to
takes
stop.
off,
Yeah.
and I get nervous.
No, I'm with you on the trust factor. And I've only done it once, and I'm sure people rave about it that have in their cars. I don't have it in my regular car.
I did it
Just
in Horse
rental.
Camp's court one time because I didn't care about those cars in that park. Like, I didn't care if I bumped into them.
All those beaters.
Yeah.
Hey, so let's say you got one of these humanoids. All right, what chores are a necessity for it to do for you to buy it?
Oh, I'd say.
I know laundry is you, but
laundry, dishes.
just those two.
Vacuuming. Vacuuming, 100%.
I could go 2 years without vacuuming. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but I think scrubbing
wouldn't care.
scrubbing toilets.
I
And
honestly
Your
wouldn't
floors
care.
are probably a show.
No, I have cleaning ladies. They do that.
Okay, but they come once every couple weeks.
Yeah,
I mean, dirt builds up in 2 weeks.
yeah, it doesn't bother me. I don't even notice.
That's what I'm saying. So you don't notice, but I guarantee your floors are a mess.
If you looked underneath by a drawer or something, you might find a crumb.
No, you got more than that.
No, I
You
mean
got
you
dirt.
would.
You got dirt down
Yeah,
there.
vacuuming is a must.
I'm not.
Would that be your one seed? What's your one seed?
I mean, I don't have that much carpet, so it's not the one seed. Probably laundry and just picking up around the kitchen.
I think what EB said, laundry and dishes.
Laundry
Yeah.
and dishes, they're relentless. You could just do the dishes, and next thing you know, everyone had a little snack.
It's full again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's S. It's S everywhere.
We always have a stack of paper plates in the pantry because
I should go all paper.
Sometimes we're just like, just don't feel like dealing with dishes.
I should go all paper.
Sometimes
all
we
plastic.
just serve dinner on paper plates.
Yeah, I should do that.
Cuts down on the dishwasher.
I did say I started wearing the same jeans for the entire week because I got
They don't
tired.
have to
I got tired of doing laundry.
Yeah.
Because think about it. You have workout gear, you have golf gear, you're a billion socks a day.
Do you know how much clothes I go through?
I got so tired of doing laundry and folding jeans and everything. I just wear. I will wear the same jeans over and over and over every day.
I go through like 3 or 4 pair of underwear a day because I'm in the sauna, go in a hot tub, play golf, take a shower. Like I have underwear I'm just constantly going through underwear.
It is the life of leisure.
It
Everything
is.
he named.
He's the king of leisure. Eric Bickel.
I worked hard for it.
That's what he does.
I work and then I enjoy myself. But it's a lot of underwear I'm going through.
Yeah, it's a lot of all the clothes stack up.
Yeah.
You don't realize how much crap you wear during a day.
Oh, I realize. It's a ton.
You figured it out.
It's a ton.
All right, we're going to hook up callers number 10 and 11 right now. And you have to be human. You can't be a humanoid or a robot to win these tickets. Caller number 10, you're going to win a pair of tickets to see the Washington Capitals Saturday, November 15th as they take on the New Jersey Devils. Tickets are on sale now. For tickets and more event info, go to thefandc.com. So 10th caller wins those tickets at 800-636-1067. Caller 11, you get a pair of tickets to see Iron Maiden with special guests Megadeth Friday, September 11th at Jiffy Lube Live. For tickets and more event info, go to thefandc.com/events. So call in right now to win. When we come back, we'll get back into the Commanders. Dan Quinn missed it. He kept Jaden Daniels in too long in the game on Monday night. He got injured. He's going to miss multiple weeks. Is that a fireable offense for Dan Quinn? Is he on the hot seat because of this decision that he made on Monday night? We'll take your calls on that next at 800-636-1067. When it comes to your money, what's more valuable than peace of mind? At Trajan Wealth, that's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Their fiduciary advisors know that your financial journey is personal, whether you're looking for a second opinion on your portfolio or want to build a plan for steady income in retirement. Trajan Wealth has got you covered. CEO Jeff Jr., a Marine Corps veteran who knows the meaning of true independence, founded Trajan Wealth so their advisors could always put your interests first. Turn to the professionals at Trajan Wealth for a custom-tailored plan to reach your goals on your timeline. Schedule your complimentary introductory meeting today at TRAJANwealth.com and start working toward the retirement you've always imagined. You owe it to yourself to get a second opinion on your financial future. Don't leave your retirement to chance. Call Trajan Wealth today. Here's the number, 202-929-6600. That's 202-929-6600. TRAJANwealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com. The Junkies poll at Junks Radio on Twitter is sponsored by Surfside. Use the code JUNKS, JUNKS, at store.statesidevodka.com to get 25% off select merch, tees, hats, hoodies, and more. Use code JUNKS at store.statesidevodka.com. The poll of the day is Dan Quinn admits he, quote, missed it by keeping Jaden Daniels in the game. Is that a fireable offense? Not a lot of votes in yet because it was just posted, but through 52 votes, overwhelmingly, 78.8% say no. 21.2% say yes.
I don't think it's fireable, but, it was bad. I mean, your superstar goes down like that and a horrific injury. They really got lucky. Again, I've said it a million times that it wasn't a knee
or his right arm
or an Achilles or his right arm, right shoulder.
It goes on his permanent record.
But there's a split of opinion. I during the breaks, one of the shows was on, and I don't know if it was Nate Burleson. It was a former wide receiver, and he thought that Jaden should have been in the game. Mm-hmm. This guy played in the league a bunch of times, and basically he was saying that when you're in that position, and we discussed it, you mentioned it, that you want to get in a rhythm. And even though Ross Tucker said there's no carryover week to week, this player said, no, you want to have some success so that you can then point to that
build
for the next week. Right, exactly.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's not like 100% of the people believe that it was the wrong move to keep him in the game when the drive started with 12
That's more important. The 7 minutes is what makes it look so egregious. Yeah. But basically, the fourth quarter had just started.
Yeah.
So,
and they went down the field. They went right down the field.
Yeah.
But they
got all the way down to the 10.
They're not going to score 31 points in the fourth quarter.
No,
you have to run those numbers in your head.
He wasn't going. He knew he wasn't winning the game. He knew that for a fact. I'm telling you, he wanted to have a positive drive and then end on a positive drive. Well, that's just like you do in the preseason.
Well, that's just how important is the positive drive to have?
Yeah,
I think Ross Tucker said it's not important. Nate Burleson says it is important.
I think the risk of injury far outweighs feeling good about a drive.
I mean,
in my opinion.
I mean, the Chiefs pulled Patrick Mahomes at the start of the fourth quarter when they're up 31-0 against the Raiders.
Do you feel better about that?
The Raiders pulled Kenny Pickett. How good does
Dan Quinn feel about that? How good does he feel about that drive right now?
Those guys have played great. Those guys have played great. We've played like butt. They're still trying to find something. We've played like butt.
Well, then why did the Raiders pull Geno Smith besides looking like butt?
I don't know. Geno's had moments.
Keep him out there and try and find something, right?
Geno's had moments. I'm not going to murder
it's a little different with the veterans.
I don't think it's fireable, but I think it's an awful, just horrible decision by a veteran coach.
That may be true.
Like, this is not a coach in his first go-around.
I still defend him, but I don't think it's fireable.
I could see how it happened.
I don't think it's fireable either.
I just think it goes both ways, so it's tough. And that makes it great for a sports debate. If you want to chime in, 1-800-636-1067.
I really don't think it's that tough.
John Gruden say like he was basically arguing both sides, and he's a guy who's been in that chair as an NFL coach. It's tough. If it was 2 minutes left in the game, all right.
I really don't think it's that tough. You look up at the clock. There's 7 minutes left. You're down by 31 points.
No, really, when you look up at the clock, it's 12 minutes. Once the drive started, no one pulls a guy in the middle of a drive. Nobody does that.
Well, just because nobody's done it doesn't mean you can't do it.
I mean,
when would you have pulled him, Cakes?
I would have pulled him as soon as you're down 30 points.
No,
I'm
it's
pulling
30,
him out of
30 points is the magic marker.
Some of these guys, they wouldn't even play him in games.
Well, how about we know the numbers. No team has ever come back from that deficit in the fourth quarter. None. No teams ever.
What about this
in the history of the planet?
Let's just be extreme. We know we're going to lose to the Lions. We go down about 14-0 in the first quarter. Should we just pull our young guys?
That's not that.
Should we just pull our young guys?
The first quarter,
we're not going to win.
The first quarter is way different than 7 minutes left.
But we already know we're not going to win.
You're changing the argument.
No, I'm not.
You're changing it.
I'm not. I'm making the same argument. You're making the point you know you're not going to win. So I'm extrapolating that. We go down 14-0 right away, give up 2 quick drives. We go 2 quick 3-and-outs, down 14-0. No sign of anything. I should just pull the starters.
You can still come back from a 14-0 deficit.
Yeah.
Early in the game. You cannot come back from that deficit they were in on Monday Night Football.
You can't when you have 27 guys on injury reserve.
They were down
10-point dogs. You're already down 14.
They were down 38-7 in the third quarter. Would you have pulled them in the third quarter?
If I thought that keeping him out there, especially coming off a bunch of injuries, is going to risk him to further injury, yes, I would pull him.
I knew,
Well, clearly
and I tweeted
he didn't
it.
think that.
I knew at 9:30.
The last thing Dan Quinn is thinking
Should we
about
have
is,
pulled
oh man, he
everybody?
could get hurt. I got to pull him. That's the last thing he's thinking about.
Okay, well, he should think about his best player's health.
Maybe now going forward he will, but it's one thing to pull a quarterback when you're up 31-0. When you're down 31 points, you don't necessarily have to pull him.
Well, I fundamentally disagree with that.
What about if you have
again? We're going to disagree for the rest of time on
That's
this.
fine.
The Raiders just did that, though.
Yeah,
okay, that's a veteran. That's a veteran guy.
I value my quarterback above everybody else on my roster. I need him every single week.
Just because one guy does it, one coach does it, doesn't mean it's universal.
That's sure.
Lots of
I'm just
coaches
telling
do
you,
it.
like
Lots of coaches don't.
If my prize player,
Dan
if my
Quinn
most
doesn't.
valuable player is, first of all, fragile, injury prone, whatever you want to label him, coming into the game, and you're getting your ass beat by 30 points, I'm gonna raise the white flag at that point.
Let me ask you this: I don't disagree with your
There's no
concept
point in
of
keeping him out
protecting
there.
your best asset. That makes sense. But let's say you're the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
You're not going to the playoffs. Should they just bench Cam Ward now to protect their asset?
If they're losing by 35 points in the fourth
it's
quarter,
specific on
yes.
the game.
If they're in an unwinnable situation where he's getting throttled and thrown around
much
like a
every
rag
game's
doll,
unwinnable.
then I'm going to pull him out. Then I'm going to pull him out.
Most
leads the
games
NFL
for the
he leads the
Titans are
NFL in
unwinnable.
sacks.
Yes, I
Most
value my
games for the
quarterbacks.
Titans are
You guys
unwinnable.
might not value your quarterbacks the way I do. I value them highly.
No, we're just bringing out like
trying to
where's
figure
the
your line, yeah.
Where's the line? Because
when
you
a
can
game,
make the
here's the line.
argument.
It's simple. When the game is unwinnable, I pull
Okay,
my
but-
starting
All right, I
quarterback
The
tweeted
out.
at
Commander's game
9:30,
was-
and I was 100% correct. That game was unwinnable. At 9:30, I knew
Take
it was
him out.
unwinnable.
At
Then take him out.
at
Well,
7-0.
End of the first
Who
quarter.
cares?
At 7-0.
Take him out.
Yeah,
What
see,
about-
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
You know what? I'd have
7-0.
Yeah, I'd have my quarterback for the Lions game, and yours is wearing a big
Not
sling on his
necessarily.
Yeah, but your
arm.
locker
maybe
room
not.
would be
Get hurt in
lost.
the first quarter too.
The locker room.
Who cares? That's overrated. He's
That's overrated.
losing the locker room anyway. Right now, he's losing the locker room
you can't-
by making a horrible decision by
Why,
keeping
they
James.
love
No,
him.
you're being.
They love him.
You're being sarcastic when you say pull a guy at 7-0. I get it, but you certainly, if you did, you certainly are losing the locker room.
It's fine. The locker room's on the verge of being lost anyway.
You
So
don't
it-
know that. You have no
I-
idea.
They're 3-6, and their
love
playoff
him.
hopes are
They
gone.
love
You have no idea what's going on behind closed doors.
You're right,
Nobody
I know.
gets benched.
I know I know the locker
You're
room isn't
assuming
fun.
that.
You think the locker room is fun right now?
Doesn't mean they hate him.
We'll ask
I don't say
Von
they
Miller
hate
at
him,
9:20.
but they might stop listening to him. They might start checking out on him.
Well, you can ask Von Miller about that.
I think there's a problem here that pulling starters, pulling your quarterback when a game becomes unwinnable is a newer phenomenon, and it's not sitting with people the right way. I think that's also part of the problem.
Maybe that's part of it. Maybe
I wouldn't have had a problem if they pulled him. I would have understood it. But I also understood trying to get a good drive, and because we've looked like ass all year. So if you had pulled him, I'd have been like, yeah, it makes sense.
It's much more common than what people say. And Jason goes, well, Dan Quinn doesn't believe in it. Well, Dan Quinn also said he messed up.
He would have.
Well, he's saying
Well,
he
he's
messed
also
up.
saying he would have done it after that particular drive. So he wasn't going to do it at 12 minutes. If it was 5 minutes to go when they started the drive, okay, he's probably pulling them.
Yeah.
But at 12 minutes, I mean, it's basically a whole quarter.
a whole quarter to
different.
not come back in a game that you know that you're not going to score 30 points there.
That's
Yeah, but
not
it's
why
just-
he was in. That's not why he was in. He knows he's not going to win.
They knew
Well,
we
then
weren't
if
going to
he
win the
knows he's
Kansas
not
City
gonna
game.
win,
We
he
knew we weren't going to win that
If
game.
he knows he's not
We
going
ain't
to win,
this
he should
week.
at least think about pulling his quarterback.
All right, well,
If he goes into the fourth quarter, they're down 30 points. He's like, you know what? This is just not going our way. Probably shouldn't expose Jaden to more hits and more punishment. I should probably sit him for the fourth quarter. That should have at least gone through his head.
maybe it did. Maybe it didn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it sounds like it did
I mean,
because he was
I
going to pull him
believe him.
after the next series.
I believe him
he
when he
waited a
says
little
that.
bit too long.
I believe him when he says that.
I just don't know
He
what you're going to
admitted
say.
he waited too long.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
because
mean,
the guy,
it's not me
because he
saying
got
it.
hurt.
He said it.
of course, because he
in
got hurt.
hindsight, he's 100% he waited too long.
Yeah, I mean,
What if he did
I'd
it?
be
People are gonna be on both
I'd be
sides.
silly at pulling my guys out of games. It'd be
Yeah,
so
I
easy.
know.
It'd be the easiest thing
You-
ever.
You'd also be tanking in like week 3.
No, not necessarily.
He is a big tanker.
He's a big tanker.
I'm a tanker when it comes to the Wizards. Very pro tanking when it comes to the Wizards.
I've been pro tanking, but at some point it's got to turn.
Understood.
And I can't be all uber optimistic about these guys developing when they're losing by 20 every
Look,
game.
if in year 2027 and 28 this team is not contending for NBA titles, then it's a failure. but I'm willing to wait.
In 2027, 2 years, I'm not contending for
I'm
an
willing
NBA
to
title.
wait.
I guarantee that.
I've been waiting my whole life. I can wait a couple more years.
Back to the NFL. So I'm looking at all the scores from this week's games. Okay, there was only one other game, which was a blowout.
Yeah.
And that was the Rams beating the Saints 34-10.
Yep.
Tyler Shuck, theoretically, a valuable asset for the Saints. They're down 34-10. They still played him because you want to develop him. And I think that Jaden's not at the point. Okay, like when you bring up Geno Smith, Geno Smith's been in the league forever.
Has Tyler Shuck missed like 3 games already due to injury?
No, that is a difference.
Probably not.
I know there are different things, but I'm just saying that I think when the offense is struggling and you have a young quarterback, development is a big thing. And I think they wanted him out on the field for another drive to hopefully get success.
Health greater than sign development every single time. His health is way more important than one goofy drive that they feel good about.
I was told he's in the Hall of Fame. I was told he's in the Hall of Fame. That one drive's going to really make a difference for him.
No, the health is always...
There's only one guy who's put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but he's got to stay healthy.
Here come the caveats.
Well,
it's part of the equation.
I always said that. Health is always an issue, though. And you can't dismiss it. I don't care who's... You can't dismiss it. You can get hurt on the first play of the game, the last play of the game, middle of the game. It's always an issue. And you can't just say, oh, the game was unwinnable. I'll tell you right now, most of their games are unwinnable. Most of their games are unwinnable.
Well, that's why.
So should we just not play them? And I go, some people do want to shut them down for the rest of the year.
Some people do.
Some people do, and I don't.
If it's unwinnable late in the second quarter, you keep playing the guys. But then when it becomes a 35 or 40-point massacre, and there's no upside to keep your players out there,
28 points in the first half. Should they have, I mean,
it was 31-7 at half,
yeah,
wasn't it?
31. Yeah, he was perfect.
Yeah. I mean,
he
you're
was
down
like
24.
100 for 100 with 1,000,000 yards, and we had no stop.
I mean, you're down 24 at third quarter. Why play any starters?
Yeah, we should just.
Yeah, you're not coming back from that.
You ain't coming back. Everybody knew
I wouldn't have a problem if Dan Quinn looks out and says, "This team's dead. They're lifeless. I'm going to save my guys for the Detroit game." I would have no problem with it.
I think he would have had a problem with that.
None whatsoever.
If Dan Quinn had benched Jaden and Bill and Debo and all the line,
I have a brain that operates.
He probably would have killed Dan.
I have a functional brain where I would say, "Well, I know what Dan Quinn is doing. He's saving a guy who's oft injured for the next game."
I think you would have had a problem with
this
that.
game is unwinnable at this point.
Most games are unwinnable. I'll tell you right now. Look at the schedule. Find a winnable.
That's why I said
maybe Miami.
I wouldn't rush Jaden back.
Yeah, but
I'm not going to rush Jaden back.
I'm curious, how many years would this kind of policy go on for you? Because he's young, he's injury prone. Like
year
next
5.
year
in perpetuity.
No, next year,
as long as he's as long as I have I guess he's now fragile. If I have a fragile quarterback.
You mean I guess? You could say, do you think he's fragile or do you say he's not?
He seems to be injury prone at this point. And if I need to wrap him in bubble wrap, I'm going to do that at every turn. You don't treat every single quarterback the same way.
I agree with that.
So if I need to preserve my most valuable asset by pulling him out of games from time to time.
So we go down 28-0 in the first quarter. You're pulling your young quarterback.
No, again, you're
I'm just
if you're
giving
down
an example.
28 points in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes left, yeah, I'm pulling my quarterback.
28-0 in the first quarter.
No, not in the first quarter.
He's trying to find your own halftime.
Second quarter? No, I keep him in because there's still time to come back.
Down 28 points in the third quarter.
When in the third quarter?
Start of the third quarter.
No, I keep him in.
All right, 7 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Keep him in.
All right, fourth quarter starts.
No, his magic number is 7 minutes and 26 seconds in the fourth quarter.
No, down 28.
That's his magic number.
If they're down 28 at the start of the fourth and they're showing no signs of life on offense,
we've showed no signs of life all season on offense.
Well, I mean, Eric,
it's true.
I know, but you gotta see how the game's progressing.
I saw it. I tweeted it. I'm going to bed. I tweeted it at 9:30, and well, I wasn't a brain surgeon. We all saw it. Everyone watching that game knew this was a loser. 2 possessions in.
So if you
we
value
were getting smoked on the offensive and defensive lines.
If you value watching Jaden, which I think you do, then you would. It sounds like you would advocate pulling him out.
No, that's why I'm making my point. I would not, because even though you know you're going to lose some games, You still need the reps. You still.
I know, but
I believe in reps.
Eric,
He's at a million reps.
There's,
I think that's overrated.
there's a difference being down 14 in the first quarter versus being down 21 or 28 with 12 minutes to go.
Listen, I know people make fun of me, but okay, I've watched sports for 55 years. Most of us are similar. I'm not omniscient. You could see a game and generally know probably not going to be our day today. Generally, you kind of know.
Of course.
Right? In lopsided games, you generally know. Yeah. I know it with the Terps. You know, you generally know. So what do? Just pull my young studs in those instances? No. They need reps. They need to play. They need to grow. They need to develop. And sometimes you get bit in the ass. Mm-hmm. That's just why, like Tom Brady, should he have ever played in preseason? I don't know. But he played in all of them. He played in all of them.
It just kind of depends on how you view it, what your opinion is. And Dan Quinn wanted his guys out there to start the drive at 12 minutes. He got effed because of one critical play. And will that change going forward? Maybe. But a lot of coaches would have done the same thing.
All right, we got the lines locked and loaded. Let's do this. Come back, and because you might, there's no open lines.
Well, by the way, the poll, which now has a lot more votes, 4 out of 5 people say not a fireable offense.
Okay.
And
he might have
not fireable.
He might have
regretted it. He definitely regrets it.
Oh, yeah. 100% he regrets it.
He might have, in hindsight said, yeah, maybe I should, or maybe he shouldn't have called that exact play. But again, the drive started with basically at the start of the fourth quarter.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 800-636-1067. The lines are locked and loaded. We'll give you a chance to chime in. We'll shut up. Don't go anywhere. All right, guys. You're thinking about selling your home, thinking about downsizing, maybe you want more space, maybe you want a golf simulator in your basement, the ceilings aren't high enough, whatever it is. Got to sell your home? Well, you got to hit up my friends, Debbie, Sarah, and Reynolds and Power Home Team with Keller Williams. They take the stress and uncertainty out of the process, and they bring you real results. Oftentimes people put their homes on the market and they don't sell. Every week on the market, it costs you time and money. Well, the Reynolds and Power Home Team, this is what they're best at. They step in, they have aggressive marketing, real buyer connections, and a history of turning homes that sat on the market into happy closings. Whether you're relocating, upgrading, downsizing, whatever it is, they're experts at it. They're going to get it done. They're so confident in their services. Here's the best part. If your home doesn't sell, Debbie and Sarah will buy it at a price you agree upon. That's their guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. So call Debbie, Sarah, and Reynolds on Power Home Team right now. Memorize this number. Find out more about this guarantee. 844-654-SOLD. That's 844-654-SOLD. Or check them out at DebbieHasTheBuyers.com.
800-636-1067 is the number. Dan Quinn admitted he missed it by keeping Jaden Daniels in the game too long in the loss Monday night. Do you agree? Is it a fireable offense?
There's one caveat that a listener made that I do agree with, and it's to your side of the argument, that it had the same feel as that Dallas game last year.
Mm-hmm.
Where they were just chasing him, and he was running for his life.
Right.
Micah wanted to kill him. They were killing us all game. Mm-hmm. I felt like he was in jeopardy all game. So, but if it's a game where you're just, they're not pinning their ears back and chasing your quarterback down every second, then maybe you could go a little longer. So to that extent, I do think it might be kind of game specific.
The troubling
and
aspect
the scenario
is,
there was they knew they were going to the playoffs. They didn't need
and they
him.
definitely needed him next week.
Right, they didn't need him in that particular
exactly.
game.
The troubling aspect is,
but he did pull.
Is Jaden was part of that equation, and we all see these people that break down film, whether they're Baldy or other NFL guys, and Jaden had instances where he dropped back, did have protection, actually had open receivers, and didn't pull the trigger. So that was one of the knocks going in, right? I forget the statistic about him holding onto the ball, and it kind of got erased last year, where he was getting rid of the ball in time. But I think there was a combination of the line being overwhelmed, receivers not being open, and Jaden maybe holding on to the ball a little too long and not getting rid of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For sure. All right, let's bang out a bunch of these calls. People have been on hold for a long time. Very, very hot topic. Let's go to Zach in Reston. Zach, what's up? Going with the Junks.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, Zach.
Good. So a couple things with it. So I don't think it's a fireable offense. I understand wanting to get some momentum with your quarterback who's been in and out throughout the season, trying to get something going into the next week. You're not winning this week, but you want to get something going.
Just something on tape. Something good. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the turning point should have been that last drive in the third quarter. He takes that awkward hit, falls funny, slams the ball onto the ground. I think that should have been the moment for Quinn to say, all right, he's getting beat up out there. We're not going to get it tonight. He's just coming off an injury. Let's take him out. I think that should have been the point.
That was the 4th and long play where he ran. It's like 4th and 15. Yeah. He ran for 10. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like he's trying to do too much out there. No one's giving him any help. He's getting hit every play.
Mm-hmm.
This is a wash at this point. You have two types of risk. You have, necessary risk, having your player out there to play.
Right.
But then unnecessary risk when you see him getting hit over and over again. It's like, hey, this is not doing anything.
I think it's also a big pill to swallow, honestly, that while it may be easy for us to say from afar, this guy's injury prone, whatever, he's skinny, he's a crash test dummy. These guys have tried to treat him like a regular football player. And I think now it's pretty obvious that he is going to need that extra attention, to be fair, that maybe other, more stout guys may not need.
Yeah, you're going to have to monitor him more
closely. than you would even like a Mariota. Mariota's a little bit thicker, bigger guy. Could probably look. All guys get hurt.
I think Tua is kind of in that mold now with Miami because he's had those severe concussions.
Yeah,
and he's a smaller guy.
Yeah.
So how does McDaniel handle him in certain situations? But I think that certain coaches probably have to think about that more. But Jaden's not short, but he's just so thin.
He's just so spindly that he is a little bit more vulnerable. As much as you want to say no, he's a football player. You probably have to accept the fact that he is a little bit more vulnerable based on build. Let's go to Jason in Florida. Jason, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yep. Yes. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Yes, this definitely is a firing offense. Dan Quinn, he chose to avoid all the data that's right in front of him. This kid already got injured twice this year. This defense sucks. So that means we have to score every possession. So what does that mean? JD5 has to put on the cape every game. Mm-hmm. And to tell you the truth, this kid is going to be competitive. He's going to do the most every game. Mm-hmm. So the head coach's job is to save this kid from himself. So, yeah, Dan Quinn messed up big time. He's actually lucky it was just a dislocated elbow. This kid could have been a career-ending injury. It's like, to tell you the truth, Dan Quinn messed up big time, and he's really lucky it was just a dislocated elbow. He should have taken him out that fourth quarter. He should have not even played. Like, he had all the data in front of him.
I got you,
and
Jason.
He messed up, and I'll never forgive him for that shit.
No, don't curse. Don't curse.
By the way, it's scary to think of that as kind of like an inconsequential injury. I know it's obviously serious, but like watching that injury, there's nothing like minor about it. Now, it could have been worse if it was an ACL or
I know.
an
I'm just
Achilles,
looking at it from an unemotional football perspective. That was an okay injury. The left arm. It
could have been worse.
Yeah.
Could have been worse.
Believe me, that's painful and gruesome, and no one should ever have to go through that pain. And it's, do you know what I'm saying? But looking at it from an unemotional football perspective, he got away with one.
Do you agree Dan at least should go up to Josh's office and go get reamed out by Josh Harris and Adam Peters?
Take his beating?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
Or he could or maybe he just goes up there and says, "Look, I screwed up. I made a mistake.
Yeah, I'm sure he did tell him that.
Maybe. I mean, it's like the mafia, but maybe.
I don't know. You get a tongue lashing. You screw up at your job, you get punished.
And who knows? Maybe Adam Peters agreed with him.
Hey, I know that when I made up a prize out of thin air and tried to give it away, like as a bit.
Yeah, you got punished
15 years ago. I got a tongue lashing. Valdez is right there. We both got our
asses handed to us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It happens. If you screw up at your job, you should expect some ramifications.
He has to go in there with his head bowed.
Cake says the F word and it gets through. I get punished.
I think his version of that was going to the media and probably saying something he doesn't like saying, which is saying, I admit I was wrong.
Yeah.
Which is what he did today. Or yesterday. Let's go to Joe in D.C. Joe, what's up?
Hey, how you doing? I think that Dan Quinn and Jaden Daniels are cut from the exact same cloth. I mean, these guys are absolute gamers. Find me a coach who has an easy time getting someone like Jaden Daniels and the spirit that he has for the game off the field. And moreover, I think the very thing that we like about Dan Quinn is that fire, that spirit, that fourth quarter aggressiveness. So yes, he's got responsibilities. He's got to be thinking about the season as a whole. But when he needs just anything to spark this team, something, and there's that much time left in the fourth quarter, I don't know. I'm leaving him in. I mean, he's an NFL football player. Like, guys get injured, that's unfortunate, but I think that's what we like about Dan Quinn.
Mm-hmm. Hey, thank you for the call, Joe. Appreciate it.
They're also paid a lot of money to be on the field.
Yeah.
True, but you have to have a grown-up that is willing to take the quarterback or whatever player off if it's in their best interest. Because the player is always going to want to go out and play, no matter what. If you're down 50 points, they're going to want to play.
Right. But I think it's just a difficult line. Like, where do you draw the line? I know Cakes is saying 30 points in a fourth quarter. Okay.
I think this will change the way he handles that situation in the future.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think so. Let's go. Is it Mutu? Trying my best here, buddy.
Mutu.
Good morning, guys.
What's up?
This was a couple of weeks ago about you guys, Juan Martin, who I was ready to let go after the Bears game. Anyway, I don't think this is a firing offense for Dan because he admitted he wanted to take him out. I think they wanted to end the game on a positive note.
Yeah.
It was still early, taking him out. What does that look like to the fans that spent their hard-earned money going to the game that we're raising the white flag? Mm-hmm. Also, Jaden is trying to build something. We're missing our number one, number two receivers.
Mm-hmm.
The young guys, he don't have enough help. And this is going to sound odd, but I look at this as a blessing in disguise because going forward, Jaden, with so much on his shoulders and not enough help around him, could have been really seriously hurt, man.
Yeah.
This is just his non-throwing elbow, non-throwing arm.
Right.
Thank God that's all it is. Let him heal up the rest of the season, and they need to get him some help because with this god-awful defense, he's got to score 30-plus points a game like the last caller said, and that's just too much weight on him, man.
You could also say the god-awful offense because they're bringing the house.
Thanks,
we
Mutu.
can't block them. We got Bill out there whiffing on blocks, exposing them. We got receivers that can't get open. He's holding the ball too long.
Yeah, you got Chris Moore and
You can
Treylon
make the
Burks out
argument
there.
that his teammates are failing him. They're not trying to,
they're
but
just
they're not good
enough.
They're not good enough.
Don't forget, coming up at 9:20 in the next hour, we'll be joined by Von Miller from the Washington Commanders here on The Fan.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Shorter days don't have to be so dismal. It's time to reach out and check in with those who you really care about and remind ourselves that we're not alone. As seasons change and days grow darker sooner, it can be a tough time for a lot of people. This November, BetterHelp is encouraging everyone to reach out, check in on friends, reconnect with loved ones, remind the people in your life that you're there. And reaching out for therapy can feel difficult too, but it's worth it. And it's almost always leaving people wondering, why didn't I do this sooner? BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct. They're fully licensed in the U.S. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you. All you have to do is focus on your therapy goals. A short questionnaire helps identify your needs and preferences. If you're not happy with your match, switch to a different therapist anytime. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is one of the world's largest online therapy platforms, having served over 5 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. This month, don't wait to reach out, whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself. BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250, say the keyword junkies. That's keyword junkies after calling pound 250.
With some time to reflect on Jaden Daniels' elbow injury in Sunday night's loss to Seattle, Dan Quinn came out and said Monday it was his fault for leaving his star QB in the game too long.
Yeah, the hindsight part is the hardest one. That's what I think about all night and nonstop. You look back and say, man, like, how do you do this differently, so this doesn't happen, and just missed it, honestly. There's no other reason behind that, and just mad, upset, all those things.
Also, linebacker Frankie Louvu suspended a game for his third hip drop tackle of the season. He's appealing that suspension. Monday Night Football, Arizona surprises Dallas 27-17. College hoops, Buzz Williams a winner in his Maryland coaching debut. Terps over Coppin State 83-61. Georgetown beat Morgan State 87-70. Virginia Tech over Charleston Southern 98-67. And the Wizards lose on the road last night to the New York Knicks 119-102. From the Crop Metcalf 5-Star Sports Desk, I'm Earl Forsey on The Fan.
Latest results of the Drink Surfside poll of the day on Twitter. Dan Quinn admits he missed it by keeping Jaden Daniels in the game. Is that a fireable offense? 79.1% say no, 20.9% say yes at this point. So clearly a mistake, but not a fireable one, according to most of the people who've responded to the polls. And there are a lot of people responding to the phones. 800-636-1067. Which side do you come down on?
Not everybody would say that it's a mistake, even though Dan Quinn said he felt it was a mistake. There are plenty of ex-athletes and ex-coaches that don't think it was a mistake to keep him in. It was an unfortunate outcome.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
It's a mistake in hindsight, I think.
Right.
So easy to say that. But if he had played it and they pulled him, then it wouldn't even have been an issue. And he didn't get hurt.
Correct.
I mean, it looks really, really dumb on paper and everything, especially when you phrase it at like 7 minutes. But the drive started at 12 minutes or whatever.
And the unfortunate thing is, and this is something that we'll be monitoring for the next year or two. Next year, if he plays all 17 games, doesn't get hurt, and then that happens again the year after, then we're not going to be on pins and needles. But I think that Commanders fans, based on what has happened this year and last year, though he did play all 17 games, are kind of on pins and needles regarding his health. We talked about it. Hypothetically, what's the over-under you set? Jason was like 12. I think Cakes was right around 14. Nobody was like, lock it up, he's going to play 17 games next year.
It's something you definitely have to consider moving forward.
Yep.
And I understand a lot of NFL quarterbacks don't play in all 17 games. And I think
I would guess the
I'd have
majority
to double check.
do not.
No, but I think there was like 14 or 17 that did last year.
Okay, so maybe half.
I know, but if you actually break it down, then you have to look at all the teams that just have terrible quarterback situations that shift, not necessarily because of injury.
Backup quarterbacks.
Like in terms of like the solid quarterbacks, a majority did play, most of their games.
All right, let's bang out these calls. Let's go to Toothpick. He's been on hold for, 45 minutes or so. Toothpick, what's up, buddy?
Calling from Texas.
Hey, what's good? Let me say this. I understand Cake's point of view. So I'm gonna give you an out, Cakes. Seeing the quarterback strategies that you've seen, Joe Theismann, Alex Smith, RG3, I understand your takes. But I'm also gonna set you up, right? In 100% contact sports, Jaden getting hurt is not a fireable offense. And so my question to Cakes is this: Is Joe Burrow injury prone?
He appears to be, yes.
He appears to be, but would you pull him out of the game knowing the weapons that he has around him and a chance that he gives you from that? You wouldn't.
If Joe Burrow is in a game
probably in that same situation,
where they're trailing by 31 points with 7 minutes left, I'm absolutely pulling him out of the game, especially if he has a checkered injury history leading into it, which he does.
All right, well, I think he fell into the trap because don't forget he has T. Higgins and Chase as well.
I don't care if he has Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, and every great receiver in the history of time. You're not going to make up that amount of points in a 7-minute span.
I got you.
I saw Josh Allen.
I mean,
I saw Josh Allen get
I'm bad
pulled.
at math. That's simple math.
I saw Josh Allen get pulled at the end of the Ravens game last year after they were getting bludgeoned to death.
Right. Like
on a Sunday night.
Sure. I mean, it's definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing that quarterbacks get pulled and games are out of reach. There's no doubt about it. Definitely a thing. I'm not saying it's not a thing, but it's not 100%.
But to Toothpick's point, just because you're a good quarterback doesn't mean you're
not immune.
You're not immune to getting pulled.
Right. Mm-hmm. Like if the Ravens are boat racing somebody and Lamar just came back from missing a few games, which he just missed a few games, and they're up by 30 points. Either way, I'd be wary about putting him out there, whether you're leading by a lot or getting beaten by a lot.
Mm-hmm. I swear, if we had been scoring 31 a game and we were just rolling like we were last year in this scenario, he probably would have pulled him. But
and the other thing is, we really haven't talked about
something.
Maybe, and we kind of talk about how Dan just wanted to see some positive drives, score some points on a drive. The fact that Jaden just hasn't been out there a lot this year, that's another reason.
Yeah, the reps.
Get him out there. Because, he's if he hadn't been hurt all year, I could see them pulling him. But since he's been out for a while, roughly half the games, I could see why they wanted to see something positive on that last drive.
Let's go to John, Virginia Beach. John, what's up, buddy? You're on with the Jumps.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man.
What's up?
Hey, guy, I think we're taking the human element out of this. I mean, this is the only guy probably in that whole stadium that was literally on the field for one of the biggest NFL turnarounds in history. I mean, is anybody pulling Brady at 28-3? Did anybody think that Patriots are winning that game?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I could see how maybe he thought, I've seen it firsthand. I've seen an awesome quarterback bring a team back. I mean, I can't really blame the guy with 12 minutes left. I mean, 28-3, I sure didn't think the Patriots were winning that game.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I can't really blame the guy.
Now, just to do the math, that's a 25-point
And it was also
deficit
the Super Bowl.
with 30 minutes to go.
It was
And
halftime.
it's the Super Bowl. I'm saying it's 25 points with 30 minutes to go. Here you've got over 30 points, so a greater margin with far less time.
It's a different situation.
I don't think there's 1 ounce of Dan Quinn that thought he was going to win that game in the fourth quarter. I don't think 1% of them thought that.
None of the players or coaches
Nobody thought they were winning that game. He knew the outcome was decided. They were doing it just because, I'm telling you, and you can argue and say that was stupid, but he wanted just to get something positive.
Even more reason for him to have pulled him.
Although Bo Nix and the Broncos scored 33 a couple weeks ago in the fourth quarter.
I know, but those are like, okay, so you miss out on the 1 in a billion shot if you pull them. I mean, those are very rare.
But again, that's another reason why Sean Payton kept him out of there, kept him in the game.
No, I think it was just 19-0 at the start of the fourth quarter. I have to go back and check the box score. But
go to Paul in
But they did score 33 points because they scored then the Giants scored. It was a little back and forth.
Right.
I want to say it was 25-6 at one point.
Hey, Paul, what's up?
Yeah, I think 19.
Hey, man, I don't think it's a fireable offense. I think the fact that he's lost, the team has given up on him. Maybe that's more fireable.
You think they've given up? Is that that's what you've determined?
Yes, absolutely.
Give me the evidence.
After the first quarter, when somebody scores 28 points before the end of the first half, 28-0, they've given up. They gave up.
What if the other team's just better? Like the Commanders. No, hear me out. The Commanders' defense. Yeah. All right, you believe they are trying to rush the quarterback and get to the quarterback, right? They're not just standing there allowing the quarterback to just sit there. So what if the offensive line is just better and they're able to fend them off? And then the quarterback with time is able to hit his receivers like JSN, who are superior to our Commanders' defensive backs, and so he has completions.
Well, so it's inarguable that the other team's better. The other team is better. These other teams are better. But when it appears your team gives up, that's just my impression watching as a fan. Would I fire the guy because he let him play? He's a second-year quarterback. He needs experience. He's going to get hurt if he's an injury-prone guy. He may not last long. He may be RG3. I don't know. I mean, they might not have pulled, Michael Penix. They might not have pulled Bo Nix in that situation either. I think they're both young quarterbacks. I don't know what you do. Maybe you make the guy eat, beef him up.
That's nothing you can do. It's his bone
his
structure.
frame.
It's his bone structure.
Yeah.
I will say, to your point about guys giving up, and again, I'm zeroing on Ertz.
That's your guy.
If you watch that play, the second one, where he just rolled into it, this is a guy going through the motions. It was not locked in.
I think the timing was off. I think he
I'm
went
sure.
in motion and he was ready to go. And Jaden, this is speculation on both our parts.
Was
But
the
I think that
cadence?
Jaden maybe is supposed to call, like the quarterback has
Still.
his guy in motion, and then boom, they're supposed to go, and he just held it a tick too long.
No, because he's held a spot. He went and stopped.
Yeah.
He stopped.
I know, but
It wasn't like he was going and then going to do that turn
I don't know.
thing. No, he was stopped, and then he was just kind of rolling into his start. It was a not locked. Trust me, as a guy that's not locked in, like on the golf, I know not locked in.
You
I know
recognize it.
I recognize
Game
not
recognizes
locked.
game.
Game recognizes game. Exactly.
he made some tough catches in the game.
But it's happened multiple times. If it was just the one game,
yes.
yeah, I agree. He's been off. But just in response to what the caller said, there's no chance that NFL players are not giving 100% because they've given up on their coach. They're playing for jobs. They're playing for contracts. They got beat by a better team. They're not giving 75% as opposed to.
No, they're trying their
Give 'em-
best, but there are moments where they lose focus, for sure.
That's different.
Also, Zach
That's
Ertz he's about to turn 35 in a week, and he's in the twilight of his career. Like maybe
He's been through a million of these games. That game was over. He knew it. Everyone knew it. I knew
Yeah,
it. You
he
knew
just-
it. Everyone knew it. It wasn't locked in, but it pissed me off.
Just to be fair to Ertz, and maybe this is I haven't checked other tight ends. He has 4 penalties this season, all false starts.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it just happens.
Also,
It does.
the drops irk me. The drops, and
Been a lot
I
of
don't
Zach
even know
Ertz
to
hate.
speak to the run into the sticks.
he can't run anymore.
I don't even know that.
That's so crystal clear. Why are people struggling with the fact that he's old and slow now?
You know what the more disturbing? You know what the more disturbing thing is, okay? You know the more disturbing thing to me is that one catch that Ben Sinnott had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He looked slow as
Oh
molasses.
my God, that was not.
Yeah, he did.
That was not a good look.
He looked slower than Zach Ertz.
Yeah, he looks slow. Maybe,
Ben
maybe you know what?
Sinnott
Maybe
looked butt slow. That
Maybe
looked
Adam
like
Peters
Ben,
likes
unfunny Ben.
slow tight ends. I don't know. Maybe it's the skill set he looks for.
Ben,
Are
snail
you a
it.
slow tight end?
Ben,
Then
snail
we'll
it.
sign you.
That's a good one.
Ben what?
Snail it.
Snail it? Okay.
Go to Mike in Ashburn. Mike, what's up, bud?
Man, you guys are starting to make. Good morning. You guys are starting to make my elbow hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's like watching Deadliest Catch. I got to tell you, man, this is the worst coached team. I mean, and I go back to George
Why?
Allen's game.
Give me why.
I mean,
Tell
at
me
least
why.
They were competitive.
Why?
And
Why?
Huh?
Why
Give us
is it the worst?
specifics.
Yeah,
Where do you see the
specifics.
bad coaching?
It's like holding. It's crazy.
Every
And
team
all
has
the-
penalties.
The what?
Every team
Where
has
do we stand
penalties.
in penalties? Can we?
Not
can
like
someone
our
say-
team. I mean, they can't go a play
You're
without
making that
having
up.
a penalty.
You're making that up. Do you have the data?
Dan Quinn will not last his contract. And I say bring in John Gruden to straighten out this team because I don't think they practice. And you guys know, they always say you play like you practice. And you see that list that says DNP, did not practice. Yeah. And that team is the worst coached team. This team, and I've been watching them for years. And at least George Allen's teams were competitive. These guys aren't even competitive.
All right, I can't speak.
They're
Thank you.
64.
They're ninth in penalties
You were
right
64
now.
through 9
He
games.
said they're 23rd.
I see him at ninth according to the football database, but
Are you? I see
2025 NFL team penalty statistics.
per game, 23rd. Penalties per game.
Maybe you have it
I
reversed.
just have total.
Maybe you have it.
I don't
reversed.
have it per game, so maybe that ferrets out some teams that have had
Well,
buys.
also maybe. Well,
No, I have the
23rd
number.
minus
7.1.
I have them at 64 penalties so far this season.
7.1.
Okay.
Jacksonville loves to commit penalties. 74 in 8 games. They've already had a bye.
I mean, everybody agrees that by
They
and
are.
large, when a team is heavily penalized, it's a reflection on the staff. Right? Don't people
Certainly.
generally agree with that?
Yes.
Especially like the false starts and
Yeah,
all
but
that.
sometimes-
that's
coaching.
discipline.
Sometimes the best teams have a ton of penalties. And I don't think there's a direct correlation. Like the Chiefs sometimes are up there in penalties. And
Yeah.
they're winning Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Top 5 penalties committed this season. Jacksonville, Dallas, Denver, Chicago, the Giants.
Denver,
No, Washington
Denver good
is-
record. Chicago good record.
Washington
Jacksonville
is
actually
ninth in the league in
yeah.
penalties against. They are. The 7.1 is per. That's because they've played 9 games as
Right.
opposed to the 8.
Oh, I see.
So they are ninth. But I guarantee that caller wasn't saying that last year when they were going to the NFC Championship.
I just don't think there's a correlation
Worst
between
coach team in the league. Come
penalties,
on.
because if you look at it, all right, top 10 teams that are penalties, you can just give me the ding for playoff teams. Chargers are in the top 10. They're a playoff team, probably.
Denver.
Patriots are in the top 10.
Denver's leading their division.
Denver's in there.
Yeah, but you can't argue that
Bears,
it's a good sign. That's a
Jags.
good thing. You can't make that argument like it's a good thing.
All right, we'll be
No,
joined.
but it can be overrated.
Coming up next, Von Miller from the Washington Commanders. He will join us next on The Fan.
All right, guys. EB here. You know me. I'm always out there trying to keep up. Out on the golf course. Out last night. Playing tennis. Last week. But injuries always happen. I'm always banged up. Barely stand up straight sometimes. Back spasms, bone, joint pain, all that. They can slow you down. That's why I trust Vantastat. Whether you need urgent advice after an injury, help understanding symptoms, or just want a connection to over 400 plus CAO orthopedic specialists, Vantastat is there for you. Their urgent ortho helpline is open 365 days a year. So don't wait. Memorize this number, 844-VANTA-365. That's 844-VANTA-365. Seriously, I've seen how much of a difference it can make.
All right, let's head out to the Rude guest hotline. Rude, the most reliable heating and air conditioning products in the DMV. We welcome in Von Miller from your Washington Commanders. Good morning, Von. How are you?
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
We're doing well. So the $64,000 question is, were you guys giving Dan Quinn the side eye post game after he left Jaden Daniels in our opinion, a lot of people's opinion, too long in a game that was out of hand against the Seahawks?
No, I was paying attention to the game, and I just hearing the lingo on the sideline. They were saying at the beginning of the drive, like, this is the last one that everybody was going to get. So obviously, hindsight is always 20/20, but it was just a tough situation all the way around. It was still some time left on the clock. The guys wanted to go out there, and unfortunately, Jaden ended up getting hurt.
What'd you think of Seattle's offense? First drive, they just march it right down on you. Happened again in the second drive. Darnold has an amazing half. What were your impressions of that offense?
Yeah, they're very effective. Just a solid unit all the way around.
I want to ask you a hard question, Vaughn. I know you've been super supportive. I know you love the staff. You've said week after week, you've said how impressed you are with the guys and everything. What are the just give us insight, because we're not there. What are the consequences, though, like when we keep having these kinds of games like this? I'm sure they're harder on you. I'm sure they're extra analyzing things. But can you give us any insight into what it's like as a player when you're going through a situation like this? Because it seems like from afar, the same stuff keeps happening, and we're bringing the same guys out. I mean, it's kind of who you got. You play who you got. But, like, what are the consequences? Like, how are the guys buckling down on you guys? What's it been like the last month or so?
Whenever, especially on a football team, whenever I'm hit with adversity or tight situations like this, I always look at me, like, what is my contribution to this? Like, how do I fix it? And I try to, get everybody to see it from their perspective. And if we all can see it from their perspective, we'll be able to get it fixed. It's simple, solutions to complex things. And I always just try to, like, look at me. What am I doing? How am I contributing to this? What can I do better? And that's the perspective that I like to go about things.
Because Coach has been saying that it comes from within. The answer's from within. And I understand what he's saying, but I just don't see any changes. So, but you kind of agree with that, like the answer's from within. It's the little things. You got to break it down to the smallest details, the smallest edge. We got to make sure that we're taking advantage of every edge, that sort of thing. That's what he keeps preaching. You agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to be the smallest things. Like I said, sometimes it's just simple things. Like it's we'll be able to get some guys healthy. That'll help play more efficiently from an individual standpoint. That'll help. There are no magic calls. There is no magic defense and no magic offense. Like I said, I always start with myself. Like, how can I contribute more? What am I doing wrong? Is there anything that I could do better? And it always is. That answer is always yes.
Mm-hmm. So, what are those things this week that Von Miller can do better to help this team win?
I always like to start at practice in the film room. I like to get in there and get a good lift in, get a solid workout, make sure my recovery's right. It starts with practice. Let me get some run plays, let me get some pass plays to kind of build up that confidence around the guys that I could play a little bit, that I could play more in the game, that I could do more. And that's where it starts with me. It starts at practice. Contributing more and just building up the confidence and the coaches and my teammates that I could do more.
How often do you find yourself, I've never seen it, I don't know, I know nothing, but how often do you find yourself as a professional that, you're human, that you lose focus, though? You find yourself You're a human being. Maybe you play too many video games or something and your brain's just wired weird. But, like, you lose focus at times in practice or in games. Is that even a thing? Does that ever happen?
Our structure, here at with the Commanders is so, efficient. Like you said, all humans struggle with consistency.
Right.
For me personally, I practice one day out the week, so it's easier for me to have that laser focus on each and every play or each and every meeting. So, like I said, that's my perspective. So,
right. Is that something new here in Washington versus when you were in Buffalo or with the Rams or with Denver?
No, I think starting around 29, I started to get lighter workloads. Maybe even earlier than that. I remember year 5 with Coach Kubiak with the Denver Broncos having a day on, day off in training camp. So I've always had like a easier load, and I mean this is my 15th year in the league, so it's working. It's definitely needed.
Hey, Vaughn, can you recall being on a team in either college or the NFL that's had the injury run like the one you're seeing with the Commanders right now? I mean, it's scary.
Man, I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have had teams like this, but 15 years in, all I can remember is recent years. It's always some tough injuries, but I do not remember off my recent memory as many tough injuries that we've had to as many star players.
Right. It's been brutal. What about bringing Witt down? I know you guys all like him, respect him, and you guys no problems with the staff at all. How does that bring a different perspective? What's your perspective on having your D coordinator on the field versus being up in a box?
The communication is right there. You can just ask questions. You can check and see what's going on right there.
So it's helpful. So you like it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I mean, I played with the defensive coordinator up and I had success, and I played with the defensive coordinator down on the field and had success. Both ways, I've won a Super Bowl. So it's you can have success,
right?
Either way it goes.
Right.
Yep.
What are you guys going to?
But obviously we gotta make a change. Obviously, we gotta do something. Obviously, we searching for some type of lift, and to keep doing the same thing is not the answer. So I like the change, and hopefully it'll be able to give us a spark.
Well, what was said, I don't know how much you can tell me here, but what was said at halftime of this game when you guys were down, big, 31-7, I believe? What was said?
Oh, me, I just got a pulse on the energy. I'm a huge energy guy. Like you don't want guys to come in there with the raw. Come on, guys, we can do it. We can still do this thing. Like let's get out. Like you got to be based in reality. Like
right.
We're down 28 points at half. Like, and the reality of it is we haven't played our best game. Let's go out here and play. Let's play our best. Let's play as best as we possibly can and see what happens. I like living in that neutral space. I always like to have an optimistic view and a positive view on life, but in some situations, based on reality, you got to downshift to neutral. Never negative though. Never go to negative way.
We specialize in negative here. That's kind of our thing, Bob.
He can as a player.
Yeah, that's kind of our thing.
No,
that's
I like
okay. You
that,
stay
though.
positive.
But it's kind of like my daughter plays volleyball. Nobody cares. But if it's like you're down 24-15, you're not going to probably win the set, but you want to try to win a few more points. Stay positive. Stay
competitive.
It's kind of that vibe.
Hey, Vaughn, I'm curious personnel-wise on this Commanders defense. Who's impressed you the most that maybe you didn't know that much about?
Jacob Martin. I knew a lot about Jacob Martin, but seeing the way that he goes about his business every day, man. He's definitely impressed me, and then getting to know him on a personal level, man. Like that's one of my guys. I've been knowing him for a long time, but I feel like we closer than that. It's just some guys that you have those bonds with, and that you just impressed with, and Deron Payne and Javon Kinlaw, like those are guys in the middle. Like those are star guys.
Mm-hmm.
Been super impressed with those guys. Bobby Wagner and Frankie, man. And it's tough to lose Frankie to a suspension like that. But all the guys in the middle, man, I've been impressed with all those guys.
So with Frankie being suspended for these hip drop tackles, that means McGee's going to play more. Fill us in on his game.
Yeah, McGee is very, very capable. He's been playing, a lot lately. We've been moving Frankie down to play defensive end, and you can see it. Like he's a star. He's a star in the making. He's fast. He's athletic. He runs. He hits. He knows the defense. He can rush the passer too. We had some plays in training camp where he was rushing the passer and he was extra bendy, and so he's got a little bit of everything in him, and he's more than capable. Should not see obviously you want Frankie out there, but Jordan, he's more than capable of picking up all the slack.
Hey Vaughn, I'm wondering what kind of guy you are in a sense that, I know you have routines and you're all about getting your body right and you're locked in, your family's in Texas and you're here and you're all about it. Are you the kind of guy that, like, when you think about stuff and you're watching film, maybe at home, like you text the D coordinator, hey, I just thought maybe we should try this, or maybe, or you you stay in your lane and you just do what you're told?
I believe in having a sense of ownership in what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I love being around guys that have a sense of ownership in what we do. At the same time, having ownership, but picking up the trash too. And I'm saying it literally and figuratively. Like, I like guys that just care so much about what we doing and having ownership in what we doing. And for me, I'm not the defensive coordinator, but that's the way I look at the game. Like, I'm not the head coach, but that's the way I look at the game. I'm not the GM, but that's the way I'll look at the game. I'm not, the inside linebacker or the defensive tackle, but that's the way I look at the game. So if there's anything that needs to be said from any of those perspectives, I've never been, shy in saying it. And, it's been tough because, there really isn't much that has needed to be said. Like, and I feel like, it's just a tough situation for all these guys. In my opinion, I felt like we have been doing, everything that we needed to do to get these wins. Like, before that Chiefs game, you couldn't tell me that we were going to lose that game. And, that was the same thing versus the Seahawks. Everybody had us ready to go. We were more than prepared for that game. We recovered for that game. Like I said, we were mentally prepared, physically prepared, emotionally prepared. DQ does a good job of raising the morale and the spirit of core, and having us ready to go. I'm not sure what the disconnect is between the time that we run out in the locker room at the stadium and actually playing the game. Mm-hmm. Because everything up until that point, we are more than prepared for whatever the task is.
Vaughn, just to shift topics a little bit, the last time you came on, you gave us a Von Miller Netflix recommendation. Now, you did say that you were falling asleep in a House of Dynamite. I got to tell you, I watched it. First 20 minutes, thought was really good. And then it's one of those movies where they do the same scenes from a different perspective, and it just got repetitive to me. So I get why you fell asleep.
It still was a good movie though, and they did it all without actually showing things blowing up or like without ever getting to those scenes. So at the end, it kind of leaves you, like what actually happened.
You got to interpret it.
And I love movies with those type of dynamics and dimensions like that.
What are you going to watch today?
Hopefully the Lions film. That's what I'll be watching.
Oh boy!
I'll throw that in there.
Oh boy! Here we go.
No, I mean you gotta have a life. You gotta have a life too. I mean I watch film, and at the same time I'm always gonna have time for me.
Me too, brother. I'm with you. I got a lot of leisure time.
You guys should hang out. You should hang out
over the sauna. I got a new sauna, buddy. You're gonna love it.
No, I wouldn't call it leisure. I wouldn't call it leisure. Like this is my life, and getting ready for the Lions is the most important and the priority. But at the same time, like I'm gonna have a couple 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe an hour here to myself. And I haven't really even looked. I know Apple TV and Netflix they've been lacking a little bit. I do start the very first episode of my podcast today.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. Yeah, free range with Von Miller. It's going to be on the Odyssey app as well.
Oh.
And you can get it wherever you get your podcast at, from Spotify.
Who do you do it with?
It's just me, and it's a play on. It's free range. It's a play on my chicken farm, but it's with free range about all topics. Obviously, this football season right now, so we'll start there. Start with huge topics around the league. Obviously, my perspective on playing with the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a huge one as well, and then we'll be able to drift off to other topics as well.
Yvonne, have you ever had infighting like what's happening with the Bengals, where they're giving up over 40 points per game? Chase Brown after the game is calling out the defense. We just need to get a stop.
Oh boy,
that's not good.
Whenever you go to the media, there is no win in that situation. When I go to the media and I start pointing fingers like what Tua did a couple of weeks ago, and Chase Brown. Whenever it gets to that situation, it's like me and my brother, we get into it, and you go and tell mom, mom, you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't want to get more eyes on the situation than what's needed, and anything that can be said in front of the media, I can say in the locker room or I can say in the team meeting. So that's just my perspective on that, man. And I have seen infighting. Like, I seen my teammates fight on the field, like throwing blows like on the field before the play, and the other team looking like, what's going on? And the ref is actually looking like, what's going on? Do I throw a flag on this? But I've seen it, man. And 15 years in, you see a little bit of everything, and that's gonna happen, man. You just got to be able to ground yourself and reset.
Right. Well, listen, I know you only have like 15 or 20 minutes every day to chill, but if you ever have about 6 hours and you want to go to the club with me, you want to hit the sauna, you want to lift weights,
hit some golf
you want to
balls,
play about 18, then we'll sit down and have a nice dinner, maybe a cigar.
Pickleball.
Yeah, and then, go home, chill. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
I appreciate the offer, but probably not.
Probably smart move, Vaughn.
I'm not surprised.
We're basically strangers to you. All right, Vaughn, thanks again.
I can meet you in Leesburg for happy hour, though.
Best of luck against the Lions. We'll talk to you again next week.
I appreciate you guys.
All right,
thank you,
It's
buddy.
Von Miller from your
Nice guy.
Washington Commanders on the Rude Guest Hotline. Rude, the most reliable heating and air conditioning products in the DMV. When we come back, we'll give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see the Caps. Also, a pair of tickets to go see Iron Maiden. So keep listening for your chance to win. It's coming up next. Coming up in about 7 or 8 minutes, you'll have a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see the Caps when they take on the Devils Saturday, November 15th. Also, a pair of tickets to go see heavy metal legends Iron Maiden and Megadeth Friday, September 11th at Jiffy Lube Live. So keep listening. Your chance is right around the corner.
Yesterday, Jason mentioned all the college football coaches that have lost their jobs, leaving job openings in the Power Four. One of those is Hugh Freeze. And I think this is a butt funny story. So he gets a $15.8 million buyout to leave Auburn. Now, they were struggling. They lost to Kentucky. They're 4-5, only one win in the SEC.
6-16 in the conference in his 3-year stint.
You guys. So the record is really why he gets fired. But apparently the rap on Freeze that maybe rubbed people the wrong way is he played too much golf.
A lot of golfing. Wasn't there a bit of the story where he would even show up to watch other people play golf? Would go and watch and just be a spectator and not even play golf.
Guy's all in.
He's all in on golf.
He's all
Loves him some golf.
One booster said the only problem we didn't foresee is that he wanted to play golf way more than coach.
Right.
Nah.
What are you going to do? At some point, you reach a point in life where...
With his $15+ million, he's
Been
got
done-
plenty,
been there, done
plenty
it.
of time for golfing.
And apparently Lane Kiffin had taken a dig about Freeze playing golf all
Where
the
do you
time.
stand on Lane Kiffin? I get a kick out of him, dude.
It's definitely entertaining.
He's an entertaining guy. I don't know. I think I'm team Kiffin.
I'll tell you
I
what.
may
He's
not
got,
have liked him years ago.
He's got like Riz.
He's got
aura.
Riz.
He definitely has aura.
He breaks balls all the time. I don't know.
He's a little like Spurrier in that respect.
Yeah, he's an eccentric guy.
Is he the one that has the hot daughter?
Probably.
Yes,
Probably.
correct.
Probably.
It did make me laugh when they beat Oklahoma. I believe it was in Norman at the end of the game. He's like, this guy didn't think that
He was talking trash to me all game.
He was talking smack to me.
He thought he was going
Yeah.
to stop our offense. This
Right.
this guy's crazy.
Well, then the next guy walked by. He said, "That's one of the best players in the country."
Right.
there."
yeah.
Well, he's the hottest commodity. I'm not saying he's going to leave Ole Miss, but everyone wants him.
Hey, so there's a client thing after the show which Cakes has to go to, and one of the relationships that Jason has is with Dan Foley from Foley Mechanical.
Brother of Axel Foley.
Yep,
Nobody understands that joke.
Beverly Hills Cop.
People our age.
You have to be of a certain age.
People our age.
I get credit for that.
All right, you get credit. I'll give you some credit there.
Thank you.
It's a good joke.
Apparently,
Solid.
there was a fun interaction as EB was trying to head to the bathroom during the
I
break.
wanted a picture.
Foley, yeah, we wanted to take a picture. Michelle from sales wanted a picture of the 4 junkies.
Great dude.
And with Dan.
Right.
And EB, no filter. What did you tell him as you were walking by?
Well, I was walking by and he goes, "Can you do it now?" I go, "Well, I got to take a dumpy."
Hey, he's just being honest.
I mean, it's fine. I got a limited time window, so we're gonna take a picture. It's fine. I'm happy to take a picture. That's taking away some dumpy time.
I mean, you could have some coot to say, I need to go to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
restroom.
I mean, I think you were talking
Is it
about.
not funnier? It's a little
I think
It's
it's
funnier.
funnier. It's definitely funnier.
Believe me,
I mean,
Dan didn't expect anything less.
Yeah.
You were talking about your turtle.
I just.
Well, I said
Not your pet.
Yeah.
I said when you look at this picture, you can know I was turtling.
Yeah, you got a testudo in your pants. Nobody needs to know about that. Just tragic.
By the way, I just want to get a free shout out. My son he's involved in a lot of businesses. One is he runs some social media accounts. One he runs, Jason, you might be into it. It's called Casual Big Ten.
Oh.
Okay. And I just get a kick out of it because his whole thing is he's trying to get engagement. And I look at the ones that get more engagement, get than others, and they're
Jason prefers intense Big Ten, not casual
So
Big Ten.
follow that. Do me a favor. Follow it. My son runs it. He and his buddies.
What's it
they
all
own
about?
it. It's all about the Big Ten. Big Ten, mostly Big Ten football, Big Ten basketball.
Oh, good.
So if you're into Big Ten,
What do they just write stories or
just comments,
copy stories?
No,
It is-
they S-post probably.
Yeah, I'm sure.
they just they try to get engagement. Just and they're just trying to interact. And then
Hey, post the Loxley viral hoax rumor.
Yeah, probably.
No.
Did that where it came from?
No, I don't think so.
Is Stevie Bickle at the root of that?
But I actually get a kick out of it because it's just funny. It's just funny that my son runs that account, and he and his buddies they own that account. And there's some others. There's a golf account they own. There's just a bunch of stuff that they're getting into, and so just follow it. Do me a favor.
Internet entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
Like it.
yeah. Casual Big Ten. Give that a follow.
Did he come up with this power ranking?
Yes. Well, yes,
Oh, he did.
100%. Yeah, I mean that one's got 105,000 whatever engagements or whatever.
By the way,
but I
speaking of
like that.
engagement, a lot of people were triggered by Vaughn admitting he practices 1 day a week. That's why I asked the follow up.
I think
it's
it's
no
only,
different.
I think it's only one practice he's missing.
He's 36.
Well, the reason I asked
that probably happens with a lot of
the
teams.
reason I asked the follow up question is he said that was the same deal since his
Yeah.
5th or 6th season in the league.
Right.
And
Since
he's
he was 29.
15,
Third
16 year
season,
pro.
They really only hit, I guess, what, 2 days then? Is that what it is?
Wednesday, Thursday,
Probably
Friday.
Wednesday. Friday's probably more like a.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna say Wednesday,
He's
Thursday.
only because I know he thinks that the old day is Wednesday. That's his old day.
You think he was upset I told him he should be watching Lions tape?
Nah.
I think he understood that you're joking. Believe me, I don't think he takes us that
He
seriously.
chuckled.
He shouldn't.
He chuckled.
Yeah.
When are people gonna start getting bitter? He's doing a podcast in the middle of the season when they need to start turning around the defense.
I think it's okay to do a podcast.
Hey, he needs to talk about free range chicken.
I mean,
and other topics.
His idea of relaxing, he said, was 15 minutes of Netflix.
Oh, that's not enough. 15 minutes.
I bet you it's more than that.
Okay, probably.
I mean,
but yeah.
I haven't even fallen asleep from my nap in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Still just looking at my phone, just trying to drift off, getting hours of sleep.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm just
callers-
glad that the Commanders don't play a freaking 8 o'clock game this
When
week.
did they play
That's
this week?
next
4?
weekend, 9:30 a.m.
That's fine. I'm
early game.
always up early,
Right.
But I don't want to have to get up at 2 to watch it.
Yeah, I don't want that.
We're gonna be on TV, like national TV, 0 times next year.
Yeah, it's going to be a big
Based
pullback.
on what's going on
I'll
this year.
I'll say once or twice.
Once or twice, because we still have Jaden.
Maybe
Not
2 or
6
3.
times.
Yeah, not the
We-
the steady diet of
We
it
went
this
from
year.
the sexiest team to the big
ugliest.
giant
Ugliest.
pig in those TikTok videos that jumps into the pool and
You love those videos.
Those
you
AI
love
videos.
the AI videos of fatties pole vaulting. You love those.
Love them. Love
They're
them.
the fakest things on the internet, but you love them.
You're the ugliest chick in the NFL right now.
You guys
It's
are
not great.
You guys were right with us, but you're,
Yeah,
you're
the-
trending a little better.
You're butt ugly.
Yeah,
you got
but rebounding.
crooked nose, pimples,
All right, we're gonna
bad
hook up
skin. You got
caller-
bad skin.
Caller 10 right now. You're going to win tickets to see the Caps take on the Devils November 15th. Tickets on sale now. For tickets and more event info, go to thefandc.com, 800-636-1067. 11th caller, you win tickets to go see Iron Maiden and Megadeth September 11th at Jiffy Lube Live. Go to thefandc.com/events for ticket information. B. Mitch and Finley, they're coming up next on The Fan.